I'm
please,
ready,
please,
dude.
please. All of them. Oh, there's one above a 10. Yeah. I just rolled 5 dice.
Didn't you say you wanted to start?
5 d20s?
Yeah.
Wow,
9,
great
9,
tonight.
8, 9, 16.
Bro,
Fantastic.
Woo. 9's the fucking...
Magic number?
9's the magic number.
Let's D&D do it.
All right, let's play some Dungeons and Dragons, people.
Let's play some D&D.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right, in our last session, you guys had ventured down into the sewers below North Veritas in an effort to look for Brec.
Breathed in shit water.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Does somebody wanna do the recap?
Ooh.
I know the tail end of the recap.
Do you want me to do the recap?
Yes, please.
Hell yeah.
All right.
It's been a couple weeks.
Has been a couple of weeks. So you had sort of been awakened rudely in the middle of the night at the Mallard by Labluna, who was pissed off about the fact that she thought she saw, or she did see, a member of your party in her basement. So she scolded all of you, told you to stay the fuck out of her house, but then ultimately you all said that you could fix this and that you could go down there and find him. So she agreed to let you come to her house and go into the door that Brec supposedly went through in the basement. Now, after a brief meeting at the Toenail with Dickie the Whippet, who seems to believe that you in fact do have the cartographic ring, you kind of blew him off and said you'll try to get it back, and ultimately were a little bit late for your appointment at Labluna's house. You travel to Labluna's house to find her house to be empty. You knock on the door, no one's there.
Dem buns, though.
And with a little luck, yeah, you did stop at a bakery, Dem Buns, though.
Oh, yeah.
You picked up some treats for her because you felt badly about her situation, and you tried to surprise her with something nice to eat.
And when she wasn't there, I ate it.
That's right.
We broke open her window.
As you should have.
As I should have.
With some successful rolls, you did manage to break into the house, closing the window and the door behind you. And upon further exploration, you see that the place is empty. The door to the basement is open, and the smell of sewage that's wafting up from the basement is overwhelming. Time passes, you head down the stairs and ultimately find a doorway in her basement that leads to the sewer system below North Veritas. It looks like it's been there for a while, and it is ajar, so somebody has used it recently. You find a staircase and head down a good distance, more than 20 feet, down into what appears to be a platform. And after that platform juts out about 10 feet, it drops into a culvert that is moving a very large amount of liquid, sewage, solid waste, and all kinds of chunks of meat, discarded food, you name it.
All the nutrients are growing blank and mean.
It is absolutely
We're
the
growing
foulest
girl.
situation you could encounter. So, reluctantly, you all get down into this mess, and you begin to wade your way into the sewer system. You explore for a little while. You're not sure where you're going. And the night ended with an encounter with two very, very large centipede and tentacled creatures that came at you in the hallway. You fought them. And in the battle, Circe is knocked unconscious.
Don't look at me like that.
And when knocked unconscious, she slips into the sludge water and goes below the surface. Now at that point, your saving throws, your death saves were being done at disadvantage because you were in a dire situation. The party recognizes this moment, and Remy, in an attempt to save you, casts Healing Word on you, but not before pulling you up above the water.
Sorry, girl.
And as you come back to life,
girl.
as you're shocked back to life, your first reaction is to suck air in, which in turn pulled in a good quantity of sewage water and God knows what else.
You then projectile vomited all over me.
did?
Yes, you vomited on Remy.
How could you forget
You heart, for sure.
Okay.
But
it's been 2 weeks.
I did succeed on my con, and I did not throw up.
Right, you managed to hold it back. We ended the night there with the awarding of about, if I'm not mistaken, 180 experience points to all of you. And that is where Let me just check to make sure there's nothing else on here from our recap. Yeah, it was 180 experience points, and that battle ended, and so did the night.
Okay.
So we begin tonight's session with you in the sewers. There are these two very large worm-like carcasses still sort of trapped in the sludge. Some of the sludge is backing up against their large forms.
I'm gonna throw up.
It wouldn't matter if you did, because there's just so much there. Now, if you remember correctly, you were in an intersection. There was a T intersection where a lot of the material seems to flow in a southerly direction.
I want to take a look around to see if I see Libluna remains among the big worm men.
Roll a perception check for me.
I mean, they were coming down the hallway.
While he's doing this, I'm just standing in like this position because I'm soaked with sewage and I just threw up.
Yeah.
I just turned to her and I'm just like, why?
And, you
You're
know,
alive.
there is...
You're alive.
As you're standing there like that, you know, there is a bit of a breeze in these tunnels because there is a natural wind that blows through the tunnels at times. And as the water and sewage and sludge and vomit is dripping off of your extremities, the wind catches a little of that and offers a chill, turning some of your skin to goose pimple flesh. But it's not pleasant.
I'm just retching.
You're
I'm just-
giving.
Fucking foul.
You're giving Mom I threw up. Like
6.
A 6.
I can't.
Not a whole lot really stands out to you.
You're alive.
Not a lot stands out to you. However, you know, given the fact that there is so much around, it would be hard to see that anyway. So that's a pretty difficult check to see if you could see the remains of a specific person in what is essentially a lake of remains,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to continue down Schitt's Creek, or?
Tyr would like to take, Thrud would like to take Tyr and slit these ugly-ass worm monsters, Tauntaun style, and open up their bellies to see if there's anything of interest inside.
Oh, you're just gonna add to the block that we're standing in.
What
Do I have
difference
to
does it
roll a
make? We all
con
need a
save?
shower, my sweetheart.
You will in a minute, actually. Don't worry. I've got that on my list of things to do. You watch in horror. You're actually sort of performing your perception check. You're looking around. You're trying to see if we spot Libluna. And you hear the sort of metal on metal unsheathing of this weapon. And you look as Thrud has produced Tyr. And with the exceptionally sharp edge, she just pulls it up the ribbed belly of this
Get it, Mom.
It's like
giant
I should have
worm.
expected
Mommy.
nothing less through.
And it
Nothing less.
splits wide open, and all these entrails come out. Now, here's the amazing part about this. As the entrails come out, sure enough, you see the remains of several dead humanoid creatures. Bones, a whole hand that looks like it's been mangled. It's not Libluna's, because you immediately notice that it's much larger than a halfling size. But there are remains that pour out. These remains look like they are rotted. They're rotted. Yeah, so the smell is as if you could smell something more in all of this smell. It has a kind of rotting human flesh smell as you cut them open.
Thank you, Thrud.
Upon that, I'm gonna turn to
Starting to get used to
you,
this shit.
and I'm gonna go like.
Do you think it's really going to get better? Why not? Just make it worse. I mean,
Excuse me, Remy wants uppies.
I'm going to give it to
I'm
you.
gonna give Remy uppies.
Now you got shit just all over you.
So excited to see
Dude, the
what
amount of
I
shit.
did.
Is this
Did you
like,
get that, Todd?
Is this like
Remy's
an
getting
arms
uppies.
I asked for
around-
uppies, and he gave me uppies.
let us not forget the last time we were in the sewer, she pulled her breastplate out and lots of things fell out.
No,
of
I'm
that.
aware. Yeah, there's
So
a lot.
now-
There's a lot on the back of
Now
my
it
neck
comes
right
on the
now.
back of your neck.
It's awesome.
Is
Thank
this
you.
like
This is
is
great.
this like monkey carry, like arms around
This is
shoulder and neck,
shoulders.
or is
Well,
this
she's
sitting
holding on to
shoulders?
my horns,
I'm
like
like-
steering me.
yeah.
You know what I mean? This is great.
I'm up here.
So piggyback.
This is great.
No
Piggyback.
shoulders.
Shoulder ride.
Shoulder ride.
Oh, okay.
Are you comfy?
Hell yeah, I'm not
Okay.
standing in sludge.
Roll a Constitution
Still
saving
fucking
throw, Circe.
Fuck.
That's pretty gross.
I got damn.
Which way?
And I get
Back
plus
of
3.
my neck.
14.
Which way?
A 14?
Do you
Yeah.
turn the
Thank
Which
you.
way do we go?
Fuck, man.
Did you, what happened with this con save?
everything was
Nothing,
still we were following
apparently.
the flow.
I'm gonna get sick.
Do
You
we
wanna-
okay, so They came from
The
See
right.
how often I
that
throw
way.
up.
They came from the flow, like
They
upstream.
came from the T. We were coming down. They came from the right, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, right.
So
So we were following the flow originally.
in theory,
Of the GAC.
Brec's not in there. We don't think. They're still alive, so either Brec was able to sneak around them, or Brec went the other direction, or Brec continued downstream without interfering with them.
So it's left or straight.
So turn around or continue straight.
I think we continue straight because, as we were hypothesizing when we first came into the gutters,
Follow the flow.
follow the flow because maybe that brings us out to your place where your little dosey boy was.
Or here's an idea, and as I said, I'm sure it's just like
Oh no.
Oh
All
boy.
right. Take
Oh
your
boy.
time, please.
if he's batshit crazy enough to come trudging down here through this shit water, maybe we should just let him be.
Alright, listen,
Maybe.
Circe, we're this far already. We trudged through. Shit, you ate
I
shit to
ate
get here.
shit. I don't want to eat any more shit.
Does she
I've had
have-
enough shit servings.
Maybe.
Does she have shit all over her face?
Well,
God.
the good news is you know, what you have is you have a lot of solid waste that's mixed in with a lot of water.
I just got chills up my
And so it
back.
does kind of run off a little bit. So it's not like there's like
Run off.
muddy
We're
shit
trying to
on
eat
her.
drink here.
But there's clearly like in
much
her
shit.
pores and the wrinkles of her face, which there are not many of given her age,
Right.
you do sort of see a brownish cast. But that's really just the filth of the water overall. There's a few little bits and pieces of like giblets and stuff in her
Stop.
hair.
I'm actually gonna throw
Hey,
up.
Circe, you now look like that goblin kiss you
I'm
got.
gonna
You know
I'm
that?
gonna pull out my
Giblets.
little like
Yeah.
water skin.
Fucking.
I'm gonna
And I'm gonna just hold it out to her.
I'm gonna speak to him
Okay.
telepathically.
I
I'm
didn't
gonna
take
say,
any
I
notes.
swear to God, I'm gonna waffle stomp my shit through a strainer into your mouth while you sleep.
Wow, there's clearly some
Awful
feelings here.
stomping.
Okay,
If you were
there's
I'm
paying
baffled
attention,
by that.
Just there's a lot of just shit talking
What's
going
I'm
on.
holding
Yeah.
out my
Yeah.
water like flask to you.
We didn't go over this in the recap, and I'm trying to remember back. Weren't we also told that there was like
I did save your life.
factions down here?
Pretty privileges.
You were told that there were.
Didn't someone tell us that there was stuff in the sewers?
Dicky
There
the
used to
Whippet.
be.
Wipe it off.
There
Dicky the
used to
Whippet.
be. It's all. It
I
was.
waterfalled it.
Okay.
Guys, the audio. There used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, you were told that there used to be factions down here. That there were undesirable salespeople.
It's the direct eye contact with the camera for me.
I think that pour Thrud is going to be a regular thing on every episode. I think.
That's like the second time it's happened today already.
That's incredible.
And we already had the direct eye contact with the Cheetos before. I think we just need like a compilation
And
of
just
Eric's
you know, from
eye
editing the last session, the audio on that pour is perfect. It picks it up like
It's beautiful.
beautifully.
There's gonna be a
The
compilation.
metal can that does.
Yeah.
It's good. I don't mind having a bit.
Okay.
I'll take a bit. What?
All right.
So shall we move
Let's
forward?
Hey, let's go straight.
Do you want to? Does anybody want to loot the bodies that came out of the giant
I don't want to touch
slugworms?
them.
She's
Okay, well then let's go.
she's
Let's
up.
do
Circe
it.
wants to
She
get
ain't
out of
coming
here.
down
Do you
easy.
want to go
should've
back?
just
Downies.
gone 6 miles down that goddamn road.
All right, let's go.
And
Let's
take
get.
it
I'm
right.
gonna continue straight.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right.
Onward.
You
Daily
push on.
forward.
You push on. You're riding atop Tryfon's shoulders, if I'm not
Yeah, I am.
mistaken. What's the marching order? I'm curious.
I'll go first.
I'll go.
We-
no,
I'm
Hello?
going dead last.
With me
I'll
on
go
your
up the
shoulder.
front.
I would
You?
expect no less.
Yeah.
I'll go right
I'm
behind
sort of just
Thrud.
moping
Don't
Okay.
go dead
and
last.
like stewing in my own
don't
shit.
don't go
You
dead
go
last. I'll go last.
Okay, you'll go last.
Okay.
Lollipop
Thrud,
in
We
the
don't
back.
need
them,
need you to get
them.
ganked from the back or anything
Alright.
like that. I'll keep an eye out.
We got lollipop in the back.
Lollipop.
It doesn't sound much better than. But thank you.
How am I feeling?
You're queasy for
Yeah.
certain. But beyond that, you don't feel anything yet.
Oh. Yeah.
All right, listen. You spend some time walking down this culvert, essentially. The water level doesn't really change. It's up and around your hip area, your hips and thighs.
I'm good.
And you're stepping carefully,
Ones and thighs.
right? And you're moving along. In the distance, probably about 300 yards down the way, and you can't tell if there are any intersections before you get there, you see what appears to be an opening up into a larger space. There is a bit of light emanating from the end of this tunnel, 300 yards down, and it almost appears to have a larger spatial scope to what you see down there. But you can't quite see what it is yet.
Remy, give it a listen.
So you slow down to kind of check that out.
Yeah, I'm
Now, there
listening.
is a little bit of ambient light in this space. Who has dark vision again?
Me.
That would be me.
Not me.
Me do.
Nope.
No?
I do.
Okay. So, about 60 feet down this tunnel, you can sort of see what also appears to be a right-hand turn in the tunnel, but it's really kind of hard to make out. But it almost looks as if the wall has an extra shadow on it, like there's an interrupt there, like it does turn down a hallway. But that's really the only other feature that you can see at this
Can I
point.
make a perception check to see if I hear anything funky,
Sure.
threatening, should I say?
How you gonna
Any
see?
Gwarbling.
It's only a 15.
A 15.
Yeah.
You don't really see anything necessarily. And listen, you're not totally blind down here, okay? There is a bit of an ambient light that's emanating from, there is the occasional sconce that's got a torch in it, but they're few and far between. So it's almost as if you get to the point where it's pitch black, and then the light from the next one is just sort of catching up into that black space. So your eyes have adjusted to this space down here, and so you can sort of see.
I thought did we torch it? I thought we torched it.
If you did torch it, you would have lost that torch when you were fighting
Well, we
those.
would have lit another torch, no?
Sure.
Probably.
Are we torched?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
need a torch, but
Okay.
I know there's a couple of people.
In
I'll
that-
hold one up here.
In that case, you're holding a torch. That's
Yeah.
going to change the DC of this entirely.
Oh.
All right? So you look about, and you don't really see much that alarms you. But as you look down behind you, looking back over the shoulder of Tryfon into the water, something moving just catches your eye. And you look, you kind of bring the torch around and look, and there is this chunk of old firewood, it looks like, floating in the mass. And it's small. It looks like it had once been burned in a fireplace, but then just got thrown in the wastewater. And on it is a rat. And
It's
it's
a
just
raft.
it's
A
just
rat
sitting
raft.
there like it's like on a raft. And it's like literally floating along right behind you. And the
Rat
rat
raft.
looks totally stranded in this. It's like you have no idea where this rat would even go.
Who waved to
guy.
him?
Flames are a safe bet in a sewer? In this sewer?
Never. But I will say that the space of the tunnel, the culvert, is large enough that the concentration of sewer gas doesn't feel like it's going to explode. Otherwise, you'd be choking.
Interesting.
So
Right.
isn't the water going the way we're going, though?
It is going
so
the way
the rat
you're
is
going.
also
The
going
rat's
that way?
kind of
The rat's
floating
with
along
us.
right beside you.
Okay.
I'm
So-
gonna like
Are you going to
tug on
save
you.
the rat?
Might be a
Yeah.
little-
And
I'm going
I'm
to
gonna
pick up
show you the
the
rat.
log with the rat on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
I
reach
showed
down
you
to
all the
pick up the
rat.
log. What did you say?
I'm showing you all the rat.
Yeah,
I'm like, rat.
I'll grab the log.
You're going to grab the log?
Sure, why not?
Roll an animal handling check
It's gonna
for
bite
me.
you.
If we're lucky.
Oh, jeez. Maybe that shouldn't work in the dice tower. That's an 11.
An 11? The rat almost looks as if it's desperate.
Aww.
And so as you reach down to grab the log, the rat literally jumps right up onto your wrist and scurries up your arm.
I
Your
want
little
him.
friend.
I
And
want
it kind of
You're a
stops on
Remy
your
for
shoulder
Remy.
for a minute, and you can almost feel it shake. It kind of like does a quick little, to kind of like throw off the debris.
You got poo in your ear.
Oh, yeah.
Is
I
that you
want
going to
him.
bring him? Is he your friend now?
Yes, why not? It's a rat. It's another living creature. There's nothing wrong with that.
What's his name?
It's gonna have the damn plane.
Bart?
Bart.
Bartholomew? Bart?
I
Bart the
like
rat?
Bartholomew.
Why not?
Sounds dope.
Bartholomew.
Yeah. A new
Milieu
number.
for short. How's that?
Very nice.
Very good. Milieu.
Mulu?
Bartholomew.
Mule?
Milieu.
What can I say?
Mule? All right, it's Mule.
Okay.
From now on, it is Mule. Mule the rat.
Mule the rat.
I knew a mule once.
Mule the rat. Remy,
Hello,
roll a
Mule.
perception check for me.
Ooh, 21.
21.
21!
You're watching this take place, and given the fact that you're a druid and you're really interested in, just the animal world in general, you could swear this thing just looked at you for a second. Just momentarily, like it, and not in a sinister way.
Okay.
Just in kind of like you made a
fuck you looking at
connection
kind of way.
for a moment with it. You almost feel like you
Rat
connected
race.
with this.
I'm gonna go like this.
I
It's a
love
mule.
Connection.
Remy's good with the animals.
Suddenly, you had the opportunity to pick up the rat. You did that.
I
You let
wasn't
it
down
float
there.
by up to
I
me.
wasn't down there.
I'm gonna like lean Remy towards Thrud.
Thrud takes out a piece of pocket meat.
Can I borrow him?
Thrud takes out a piece of turkey gobbling meat. Yes.
Any minute now.
Eating in a sewer.
Can I
Why
borrow
not?
him?
I'm not eating. I'm giving it to the mule.
Where's Remy?
I'm holding Remy over Thrud.
First, let me give my friend a
Okay.
little something.
And then can I borrow him?
Okay. All right.
The rat for a moment hesitates, smells it, and then immediately devours it. Like, really, like,
Jesus Christ. If this
Another
isn't the
rat
clip,
turns
this
and faces the camera and says, "Delicious."
Mystery meats are delicious.
oh my god.
So now that he's
Sponsor.
had his snack.
So now, Thrud will, if you want to see a mule, don't stay very long with the crazy tall one with the horns. Here you go.
Crazy tall. Okay.
He's talking about me.
I'm like.
Oh my god, I'm pretty tall.
Now
You're taller than I am. All of you are
now
taller
I
than
have
I am.
the
So
rat.
That's not hard.
Honey, that's yeah.
I'm gonna hold this rat mule like here.
So you've taken the rat
I now have the rat.
Okay, the rat actually jumps up. Roll an animal handling check for me real quick.
Oh boy.
Olivia the rat.
What'd you
Gobs are gonna
Thanks for the plug. That is a 22.
A 22.
22.
The rat actually
Taking
now
the rat.
higher up out of the water because you're on Tryfon's shoulders, jumps up onto your shoulder, and actually you feel it press right up against the side of your head a little bit to like try and capitalize on a little bit of your warmth.
You got a buddy?
Oh,
I got a
wow.
buddy.
You got a buddy. All
I got a
right.
buddy.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Both of you are getting plagued,
I'm gonna keep moving.
and I mean I'll be right with you.
All the risk, none of the reward.
You made out with a goblin.
And
You've eaten shit.
Can I?
Shit.
Oh, I should.
And
Alright,
you're
Todd.
offended by the rat.
I'm gonna keep moving.
Yeah,
Keep it moving?
you're a downtown girl.
I kind
I
of, just to
guess
keep
so.
note, I kind of want to like have a decent amount of my focus on this rat since he looked at me. I'm just like a little focused on it.
Okay. Okay, so you're a little cautious.
Yeah.
The rat just kind of sits on your shoulder and kind of goes along for the ride as you guys continue to move down this sewer system.
Okay.
Who's this?
You begin to approach that space on the right that I was talking about. And there's an inset side to the tunnel on the right-hand side that has a drop-down gate on it. So there is this iron bars, and there is a considerable amount of water sewage flowing in from another pipe, but you're not able to access that. It flows into yours and continues in the hallway that you're sort of working from.
Can I take a look further down that hallway?
Yeah, sure. You can look into there. Give me a perception roll.
Oh, I don't think I see very much. That's a 5.
A 5?
Wow.
I mean, even with your dark vision, it just looks like it disappears into the dark, and there's nothing outstanding about the debris that's coming down the sewage system. It is what it is.
Okay, I'm gonna give a bang on the wall of that right passage, like a little echo, just to see like how far it goes down, if anything responds.
You wrap your knuckle or your horn,
Hammer.
your hammer,
Yeah.
on the wall, and it does kind of like you hear it disappear down the hallway as if it's bouncing from wall to wall.
Yeah.
Nothing responds. Nothing seems to be in that space. It seems to be featureless.
Okay.
Well, now that we've announced
the gate.
ourselves, can we go?
There's a gate there?
Oh, I'm
There's a
sure.
gate. Oh, then I banged the gate. Yeah.
Something hurt us.
Yeah.
Slicing and dicing worms.
He did the hall with the gate?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah. The hall that you're in continues on, and now you're about 100 yards closer to that space that opens up at the end of it.
Do you want me to see if I can open this gate? Give it a little,
I want to see if
deadlift
you
or
can
whatever they
decide
call
faster.
it. I'm gonna give it a deadlift. See if it's liftable.
Give me a strength check.
Seriously?
I mean, does the light area look like it's outside now that we're closer to
It
it?
doesn't look like it's outside. It looks like an
Well,
interior room that has light emanating from it.
I say we go to the light,
Yeah.
Caroline.
Got 8.
Light.
Doesn't budge.
It's a heavy door,
Thrud
guys.
keeps walking down, following the
we-
flow
Okay.
towards the light.
Can we try and be quiet?
I'll try everything I can, but I've failed every stealth check.
Okay. Well,
Possible
Oh,
at this
well, on
point,
that
so
note, roll a stealth check.
let's try
Let's
and be
fail it.
quiet.
Are we all rolling?
Oh my goodness.
Thrud's trudging on as you're lifting the gate,
Oh.
but the rest of you could certainly roll stealth checks.
17.
Oh, very nice.
I also have disadvantage, so let's see.
Let's see who messes this up.
I bet if I had the rat on my
Would I have
shoulder,
to do
I'd be
shit? That's
stealthier.
sick.
Holy shit.
A 14 and a 17. I got a 16. Yeah, 16.
All
Do I
right.
have to roll a stealth if I'm on
You're
shoulders?
on his shoulders. Rolling anyway, you could potentially,
Yeah.
make a mistake.
Nice.
Oh, I have
Why would you
disadvantage.
say that?
What'd you get
Keep it
there,
reading.
Brandon?
21.
21.
If anything, it'll add
11.
to.
Pretty mid.
Nope. I add nothing.
Makes sense. You're still
To
coughing
him.
up shit
Nothing
and
sub 10.
stuff.
I'm pretty
Do you still
cranky.
want it?
Yeah.
Just tell me what it
I'm
is.
more focused
it
on
was
the
an
fact
8.
that I'm like still tasting shit and sewage, and I just
Makes
feel
sense.
miserable.
Would you like a piece of pocket meat to maybe get that out of your mouth?
No, I don't think anything mixes with this right now.
Pocket meat with shit,
You
dude?
rinsed your mouth
Well,
out.
I mean, you might
Still
mask
taste
it
shit.
a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think I want to eat anything right now because I'm still just tasting and smelling
She's
shit.
having
Are we having this conversation in
I
front of
understand
a
this?
rough day.
I was trying
Yeah.
to make it better.
How are we rolling
Give it a
stealth
piece
checks
of
but
bread.
also having conversation?
Well, this was back at the gate. Now we're going. Okay, shut the fuck
I'm
up.
moving.
Yeah, we're retconning. I don't know.
Thank you. Good work.
Yeah, I wanted to get a little bit more, a little darker in the space.
All right, we're getting closer to the thing in front of us.
All right. Quietly, the party moves towards what appears to be an open space in the sewer system. You emerge, or I won't say you emerge because that assumes you walked into the space, but as you come closer to what this tunnel empties into, you look into what appears to be an enormous room. Enormous. This is easily over 100 feet by 100 feet. And the water and sewage that's in the space you're in is draining out off of just a little lip down into the space. And there almost appears to be a rectilinear, massive pool in front of you that is collecting all of this into like some kind of collection system. From what you can see where you are, there also appears to be to the right of that pool a platform that's up and out of the system. So there could be a dry space in here. You do not see signs of any living thing in the space, though.
So it's a rectilinear space that is...
From what you can see, you've got a rectilinear pool in front of you, and you can see just the slight hint of a massive arched ceiling.
Very good.
But the room goes off into the distance quite a bit. It looks like it's over 100 feet wide.
How is it?
And how close is this ledge to us?
So as you get a little bit closer, you kind of creep up to the edge of this so you can kind of look into the room. And the ledge is right in front of you. But the drop-off that the sewage pours off of looks like it's only about 2 feet high. It's just rolling off the surface into this pool. As you look into the space to the left and the right, on the right side, we have a platform. It's a stone platform, almost like a dock, right? There's a wall surrounding the room over here. You see one door against that wall that is partially open. And then over to the far right side, you see what appears to be another opening where a set of stairs goes up. To the left side, you see 2 more of these massive pools. But what they do in succession is the water just off the top of the pool in front of you skims off into the second one, leaving behind what appears to be a lot of the solid stuff, which drops to the bottom.
I'm gonna
Poo
vomit.
The second pool does the same thing into the third pool, and the water appears to get less chunky
my
in
God.
each successive
So it's drinkable at the bottom.
Oh,
How?
Yeah, why don't you do that?
ask Circe about
Like,
how
who
it's
does the
drinkable.
How do they like maintain these sewers? I mean, that has to accumulate over time.
Roll a perception check or a history check for me.
There must be some type of a crew or a drink.
You said a what or a what?
A perception or a history
That
check.
is an 18, so 22.
22, and which one did you decide?
Perception.
Perception. As you're asking yourself this question, you do notice that where this lip is and the sewage rolls off into the first trough, just below that, there appears to be a grate down below in this rectilinear pool that appears to be attached to two pistons. It's just jutting out a little bit. And it almost looks like it pushes across this space, like a sweeper or some kind of squeegee or something, but it's not working right now. It's not moving.
Yeah.
But it is there, and it does look like some kind of system that deals with that very thing.
Interesting. As I'm like investigating this, I'm feeling like a little more intrigued by the space. I have like a little bit more respect for it because it got some cool shit in there.
Okay.
Cool
And
shit.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, some cool shit.
So to the right is dry.
Let's see what you did
But I'm
there.
still
One.
That's good.
as fuck.
Yeah.
I think what Thrud was asking first was how far away is the platform area, not the exit of the tunnel?
So the exit of the tunnel, you're pretty much standing right at the edge of. And there is a lip around this rectangular basin. The lip is about 18 inches wide.
Okay.
If you were to walk that
The lip.
carefully, the platform that's over here on your right is only about 12 feet away.
Okay. 2. Is this the only pipe that comes into this? You said it's like 100 foot.
Yeah, so you look around the room, and there actually are 2 more that come in, emptying into this same exact basin. Okay?
Lots of shit.
Lots of shit from lots of parts of town. Do you remember where we went in? Where Labluna's house was roughly in the town?
Roll survival.
Fuck.
I don't know the town that well, so I don't know.
That's a 6.
It's starting to fade fast. You've been through a lot, and you've been walking. Just the walking time alone. Let's take out combat. Let's take out finding the rat. Let's take out trying to open the gate. You've been walking for a good 45, 50 minutes.
Damn.
Gross.
Rem, you want to get on solid land?
I can lift you up if you want to get out of the muck for a bit.
Please.
All right, I'm going to kind of
We
like...
will assist Circe up onto the
I'm going to
ledge.
put Rem on the ledge as well.
Do I still have the rat?
Yeah. As you walk the 12 feet, I want you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Tryfon is walking with Remy on his shoulders through dexterity saving throw with Circe on your shoulders.
Question. Could I argue strength to hold on to someone while the water's pushing past?
I almost want to make you roll dexterity with a disadvantage because you have someone on your shoulders and you would normally not
You're
have
going
that.
up onto a dry ledge, though.
I
So
wasn't
now your
going up.
feet-
I'm going towards it and putting Remy on it, letting them step onto it.
Correct. It's 12 feet from the exit of the tunnel
Yeah.
to that space. So you can't just put her there. You actually have to walk on the
You have
edge
to walk
of the
on
basin.
essentially.
Oh,
no, we're gonna go
essentially
down the
walking
So
waterfall.
there's a pool immediately
We're gonna
there.
go down the
correct.
shit
There's
fall.
a
Gotcha.
pool of thick sludge in front of you.
Okay. Imagine an above ground
surviving
pool.
this.
Yeah.
You know how they have the
Yeah.
The railing?
walking on the railing.
That's a perfect description.
Got it. Got
Perfect.
it.
So you
I didn't-
fall,
15.
you go into the full
I didn't see it that
basin
way.
of shit.
I'm gonna throw up.
Can I throw?
But that
you?
ledge
That's
is
like-
essentially against a wall.
Excuse me?
Throw would be better.
That's like what's in the porta potties.
No, you cannot
It is
throw
very
me.
similar to
Alright.
porta
The-
We
potties.
need
the
to
whole
make
Brazil.
it-
Did you say juice?
Yeah,
Porta
blue
potty
juice.
Blue juice.
I got a 14
Without
on
the
a dex
blue.
save.
A 14? Okay, I made the 14 the DC on this.
Oh my
So
God.
both of you
I'm going.
No poop for
roll
you.
for me.
Poop for me.
Brent?
Going
Yeah.
to drink.
I did the 15. So
All right, so the 4 of you make it to the platform just fine. Brand's roll. Oh, he's giving up an inspiration coin. Hand that to me. And
Same fucking roll. Same fucking roll.
Thank you.
Oh Jesus.
That's so sad.
Bran, You step onto this ledge, which is really kind of narrow. I'm going to say 12 to 14 inches. Even though I said 18 before, it's probably a little bit less than that. And you immediately feel your footing slide a little bit on the slimy muck.
Catch him.
And just as you think you're about to fall in,
Catch me.
you get another chance to keep your footing. But then, and you just boom right into this thing and splash.
Catch me.
Tried to catch you, but I have Circe
I'm
on
gonna
the
look down. I'm
shoulders.
gonna be like, huh, well, shit.
Bran,
I want to push you in so
I'm gonna
bad.
look at the camera.
Bran, I'm going to need you to roll an athletics check
It's on
for
my
me.
shoulders.
To try and catch myself on the ledge?
No, to see how
Come
well
on.
you do
Never fuck with
swimming
Thrud.
because you
That would
can't
be
touch the
fucking
bottom.
serious. What?
Wait,
You,
what?
he can't touch the
He's
bottom.
gonna kill me in the
You
shit
were
water.
neck deep in.
That'd be a funny
neck
way to
deep
die.
Kill me in the
shit
shit
I
water.
will put Circe down on the ledge
Yeah,
and reach.
you can
Tyr
reach him.
out to him. Oh, I can reach him.
You can.
I will grab him and try to drag him up and out of the water.
What's your athletics check, please?
I have 14 on athletics.
Oh.
Okay, so you managed to keep your head above water sludge juice.
Oh,
Can
man.
I do the same as Thrud and help Thrud?
I was,
Do
Yeah.
you need
I
the
was
strength check for that?
clean at
I
this
don't
point.
with this because the two of you, I've got Tryfon and you both reaching down. So, Bran, no sooner do you sort of hit the surface, managing just to keep your head above the nasty sludge, when two separate hands come down and grab a hold of you on either side and haul you up onto
Hey, come on,
the
Lollipop.
platform.
Thank
Come on,
you.
dude. We can't have you dying in shit water, all right?
It was. I went last. It was slippery
Well,
from all you guys.
So you're gonna become a sludge pop.
I
If,
know.
if there was ever a way to go, dying in shit water is somewhat less than honorable.
Yeah,
It seems pretty.
It's gross.
It's gross.
It's gross.
Yeah.
Pretty shitty way to go
I'd
out.
rather you
Yeah.
die.
How
than
did it
shit
feel?
water.
Do you feel better now that
That
someone
was called
else has
the
gone for the
dice
Dunkaroo?
lollipop.
The Dunkaroo. It's great.
How'd you feel if I packaged some of this water and put it in your beer later?
Ew.
You sick fuck.
Such a chip on her shoulder.
What?
You sick fuck.
I was in.
What are we
Let's
doing?
go.
We have a door in front of us that's creaked open.
So you have two openings on this
The
platform.
root's taking a piss off
On the far end of the platform, not quite the far end of the platform, about 75 feet down the platform, you do see a doorway, and the doorway is just
Well, she
open a
does
little
be
bit.
standing
It's
up,
dark
so-
on the inside. But before that, there's another opening, which what appears to be a set of stairs inside that go up.
I'm gonna take a look up the stairs.
Okay. You kind of walk across this platform, and you poke your head inside of this 10-foot wide doorway because the stairway goes up and to the left. And you look inside and you see a stairway that goes up about 20 feet and ends at a door. Now these stairs and all of the platform, they're cut stone. They are slick, moist. I mean, it is a dry space considering where you've been, but overall, the overall humidity and dampness down here keeps all the surfaces wet. Now, as you look up in places like the ceiling and the general construction of the place, this place is an engineering wonder, okay? It is carefully built. You're particularly impressed with this Thrud because
I must say, it's a nice shit house.
it really is what appears to be a processing plant, and one that looks like it's put together with some kind of mechanical capability. So you're marveling at some of you actually see certain areas where there's piping that's made from steel that's bolted together and appears to move either, liquid in a pressurized way, but it's considerable. And so you if you've never really considered the technological advancements of the time where you live, this is certainly one that sort of reminds you of that on some level.
As I peek my head in, I'm gonna take my hammer, another knock in this kind of stairway.
The clink on the stone echoes up the stairs, and really nothing happens. The door doesn't get thrown open upstairs. It's relatively quiet.
I'm gonna turn. Hey, this place is fucking empty.
Is there any kind of writing or anything on the walls?
On the walls, like graffiti,
No, like
signage.
signage that might say we're at fucking 10th Street.
North Veritas DPW?
I don't know.
You don't see anything like that, but you do see what appears to be a small plaque on the door that's slightly ajar, but you're too far away to read it.
All right, what's behind the door?
What, the door I'm at?
No, you were at the stairs.
Did you go up
There's
the
a
stairs?
door up the stairs. Let me go check at the door, I guess.
No, I
So
thought
you're
there was
going
a
up the
door
stairs.
and there
Yeah.
were stairs.
And And Bran is telling me you're checking out the other door.
Yeah, I want to go to the door that's open, not the stairs.
The door that's
right
ajar.
now.
Okay. So you work your way up the stairs.
Any
Bran,
any signage?
on that door? No.
All right.
It looks like a pretty well-made door. It's got a very simple latch mechanism on it, and it is not locked from this side. You gently depress the latch, and it feels like it will open right up. You walk across the platform to the door that is slightly ajar. The door is open, probably about 8 inches. There's no light emanating from the room, but on the door itself, the little sign that's on there just says brooms.
Brooms? Like a deck brush? Like
I'm going to open the door.
Okay.
Of course.
Have to. You open the door, and it looks to be a small utility room. As you open the door, there is a light in this space. One thing I forgot to mention is the space is illuminated. Okay, you've got several areas where light is.
Yeah, I did ask earlier how it was illuminated.
I'm
but
sorry,
I
I didn't answer. I think I
Yeah.
got thrown off on that. So you have a couple of things. One, you have a series of decent-sized oil lanterns that are hanging in this space at a few different locations. Two, on the far wall, the far end of this pool, the one wall is constructed of stone at the top. There is a massive steel header beam holding up that stone, and below that steel header beam is what appears to be a gridded iron grate, but it looks specialized in some way. You can't quite make it out. And you can see through that space, and that space is illuminated. So a lot of the light is passing through that space into your own, but you can't quite see what that is from where you are. Now, as Bran travels to the broom closet, you're able to get a little closer to that, okay? So the light that's emanating from that room is now a little bit brighter. And as you open the door, that light streams into the room, allowing you to see what's in that space. There's a desk in there with a chair. And on the desk, there's some papers scattered about. So it looks like somebody uses this as a little makeshift office of some sort. You see papers, notes. You haven't gone through them yet. You do notice that there are, leaning against the wall, there are some tools. Like the first thing you notice is right there inside the door, there's a very long handle, what appears to be a kind of flat bar, like a squeegee on it almost, for moving material. You see hanging from the wall, you see a set of what appear to be waders. They look like they're made of skin, like lamb skin of some sort. There are 4 pegs on the wall. Each one has a lantern on it, so there's a bunch of oil lamps in there. You gonna go in and look around a little bit more?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna peek around some of the paperwork
Okay.
a little bit. Just see if I can kind of.
I mean, there's a lot of what appears to be notes with times and dates and what appears to be some kind of quantity, almost like reporting. They're almost keeping track of maybe what the solid waste is in this space.
Is in the
Ship
hole.
logs.
There
Shit
is,
logs.
yeah, shit logs essentially.
Cool.
There is a crudely drawn map of some area of the tunnels, but it's hand drawn and it's not very complicated. So it appears to be specific for some reason, but it's hard for you to make out where it is.
So we can't. It doesn't say you are here on the map.
It does not say you are here on the map.
Nothing recognizable on the map.
I think
big
the
space
giant
that we are in.
settling pools would be kind of recognizable on the map. I don't know.
You don't see those on the map. But one thing, as you're studying this, looking for it, you notice is that there are clearly lines on this map that are drawn well, parallel, almost as if they represent the tunnels you have been in. And then they turn into what appear to be lines that are a little bit more organic, jagged, and curved. So it's almost as if this becomes less of a gridded network of very well-planned tunnels and turns into something that is much less so. But that's the only thing you can really ascertain from spending some time with this.
Can I pop the door open?
You can. Just give me one more second to finish their inventory on this. You do also find 2 metal cans of lantern oil under the desk. You find 2 50-foot lengths of rope. There's 2 10-foot long wooden poles. They seem to be hanging on a rack. There's also 3 headlamps. They appear to be oil-powered headlamps. So there's like a band that goes around your head with a small reservoir of oil, and there is a reflector. It looks like something a worker might wear while being down in the tunnel, casting a forward beam. And last but not least, neatly leaning against the side of the desk, you find a handheld crossbow and a box of 20 bolts.
What?
There you go.
I would like to take one of the headlamps and one of the cans of lamp oil.
Okay.
I'm curious about these poles. One would think they're here for a reason. Perhaps. How long were these poles?
They're 10 feet long, and as you pull one down off the wall, you do notice that the pole itself, being wood, has a very noticeable stain up the pole about 6 feet or so. And the top 4 feet of the pole appear to be clean.
Depth markers.
How deep the shit is.
Yeah, there's shit marker.
This is
Just
shit
take my
tools.
hammer, open the door
tools.
with it.
Okay.
A couple feet away.
You take your hammer out and you depress the latch on the door
I'm going to
and
leave the
open
ship.
it up.
I'm gonna fall behind him.
Okay.
You took a headlamp?
This room is fairly large
You like lamp?
when you open it up. It is, as you look around, first of all, the first thing you see is it's about a 20-foot by 20-foot room. Okay? And there appears to
One in the
be
city, right?
a kind of counter that runs around 3 sides of the room. On this counter are a whole series of control levers and what almost appear to be kind of gauges. Like at one point you see, and there are 3 circles that appear to have this kind of metallic needle on a central dial that points, describing some kind of measurement. You're not sure what. You see that there is also a small glass window in the wall, and you lean over and look out it, and you look right down on the space where Bran and Thrud just went into the room, so you can see the entirety of this room. You notice that there are several levers, the dials that I talked about. You do notice that the panel itself, this countertop, has a cabinet beneath it with doors on it. There's that's pretty much it. After studying it for a little while, you do sort of notice that the levers themselves, going up the back of the wall, there appear to be more of these pipes that you saw in the basement. The levers appear to control some kind of valve system, but it's hard to know what they do. All of the levers are pulled towards you as far as they'll go.
Are there any labels on the?
There are no labels.
I mean, what does my intuition tell me about, like,
I'm gonna pick it up. It says Ridge. Don't pull it up.
I don't know, the nature of these? You said it's like levers, buttons.
There's no buttons necessarily.
Mostly
They
just
all appear to
levers.
be levers.
Yeah.
The levers appear to attach to mechanisms that are down inside of some kind of control arm inside the countertop. You can't see where they go.
Right.
So,
Gotcha.
what does your intuition
do it?
tell you? Roll a history check. I can't think of another check that would properly.
Dirty 21.
Dirty 21. You're familiar with something like this that you've seen in your travels. You suspect that those levers open valves that control the flow of some kind of material. Now, it's impossible to know what, because you haven't seen this exact system. Can you hit me with a couple of those cookies? Oh, yeah, baby. You're reading my mind. You get an inspiration coin. So,
Oh my god.
and I'm assuming you've gone up with Tryfon into the room since we're describing this all
Would you
to
have come too? I'm assuming so.
I would have lollygagged behind.
Circe. Should we? Want to do it?
Pull a button. Pull a lever.
Yeah.
Pull a button.
Fuck yeah.
How many levers we got?
There are 3 levers. They are all pulled towards you.
Let's just try one
Middle.
together.
Together.
Alright.
Like precision
You're going to move the middle one forward?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so as you move the middle one forward, first of all, you're surprised at how fluid and easily this lever moves. It's a mechanical,
Yeah, you guys are gonna go underwater.
there's a mechanical precision to this that actually feels kind of good. And as you move it forward, the pipes in front of you on the wall sound as if something's passing through them at a fairly high rate of speed.
Oh my god.
And then it stops.
Interesting.
I'm gonna grab the one on the left.
I'm gonna grab the one on the right.
I'm just gonna push it all the way
I'm gonna wait to see what happens with that one.
You did which one?
forward. Left.
Left? You push the left one forward. And you also hear what sounds like more liquid pouring through those tubes.
Is it a very similar sound? Or does it have like a
Look
different
outside the room
frequency?
and
It has a
see where
higher
the water
pressure
is.
sound to it. So it feels like there's a little bit more of a rush of the material into the tubes. You're down below and you can hear this. There appears to be this sound like someone turned on a waterfall to some degree.
Can I look outside the door? I want to see if anything's changed outside.
Well, outside the door is just the stairway going
Oh.
down.
Does it sound like a liquid or a gas?
I'm going to go
Liquid.
back to the door that is of the broom closet.
Real quick, last thing I forgot to point out, my apologies, it's not going to impact you that much. There's a door in this room on the right-hand side as well. That's not the door you came in.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the only doors in this room are that one, the one you came through, and then a series of doors that look like cabinets that are below.
I
Does
wanna go
anything
to that
sound like
door.
it's happening to the far door
I want to go to that
that
door.
we didn't come through?
You want to go to that door?
Yeah.
Okay.
You wanna flip that
I
one?
want to open the door.
Open the door.
Yeah.
It is locked, but the locking mechanism is on the side you're on. So it appears to be locked so people from the outside cannot get in.
Does it look like what would match the key I found in her house?
You can try it.
Yeah, I want to try that key.
Okay. You pull the key out and quickly realize that this is not a match.
No!
The key you have the key you have looks like the key to something really old, you know, and like a chunky lock. And this appears to be a little bit more sophisticated.
I'm gonna turn to these two in my room and say, "All right, guys, what do we think?
Do it.
Last lever.
Do it. Do
We
it.
done two. Should we do the last one?
How about we wait?
No.
For what?
Come on, let's see.
You want to go back underwater? Under
Sure.
poopy?
Sure.
Wait, did you move the last lever or no?
No, I'm asking the group.
Yeah, how about we don't?
Wait
Let's
for
do it.
what?
Come on.
Can I poke my head out of the broom closet door
Mm-hmm.
and look to the left, which is the way we came? correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And across that trough that we came in before we went up, you said there was two other pools that way. Yeah?
Correct. They're going away from you.
Do I see anything, any rushing water that would explain the sound that I've heard? I look to the right. Same thing.
Nothing appears to have changed. You just hear this sound.
Now, does it sound like it's a waterfall, like water hitting other water from an altitude, or does it feel more like when someone flushes the toilet on the second floor and you hear that coming down?
Nail it. That's actually
What's
the
the
sound.
toilet?
I don't know. It's a receptacle of some type that people.
Does the?
people fool.
Did you say there was tubes above the levers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tubes looked like it was going down towards their room.
Toilets.
Well, the tubes
Yeah,
descend
I
from the ceiling of the room you're in down
Don't throw
through
shit
the
like
back
that.
of the counter, so you can't really see beyond that. And they're made of steel, so you can't see what's in them.
All right, I'm a little worrisome about pulling this last lever. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna check the cabinets. Checking the cabinets.
You
Can you
reach
help
down
me
and jiggle
open
the
the
cabinet,
door?
and the cabinet door is actually locked.
Yeah, I'm gonna whack it.
Can you help me open my door?
Okay.
No.
Go ahead and make an attack roll on the cabinet.
I'm gonna see him pull his hammer out and be like, dude, you're worried about flipping that lever. You don't know what mechanism.
It's a cabinet.
Can you help me?
You ever
open
seen one
You
before?
could screw up the mechanism inside.
Can I make a check to see if it looks like the mechanism is connected? The cabinet.
These look like doors that open some kind of access panel to what's under the counter. They don't look like you're hitting the mechanism, just maybe the encasement of the mechanism, if that
But
makes
still,
sense.
I mean, you don't. You know, you are very strong. I will say you're very strong,
Thanks.
right? Shut the
Thanks.
fuck up with that look. You're very strong. You could accidentally forget your strength and just like
But what if
smash
there's
the mechanism
what if
inside.
there's something
Help me
Why don't
below?
we
open
just
my
try to
door.
pry it open?
Let me try to pry it open.
All
I've
right,
got
what
a
are you
da-
prying
I've
it
got
open
several
with?
daggers.
What are you
I'll
prying it
hand you
open
the
with?
dagger.
I'm using a dagger from Circe.
And I'll use the help option because I have 3 on me, so I'll take one as well. So we each
Yeah.
have one. I'll slip it through the bottom.
Okay.
If you try to slip it through the top on the
Yeah.
outermost edge.
Someone's getting cut.
Yeah.
Make a strength check.
Someone's
I'm
slicing
gonna
their
make.
finger off.
Can I make the advantage? I have
Yeah.
a +4.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
13. The other one was a net one.
All right,
Wow.
so you manage to get it in behind the lip of the door. You press on it enough. It doesn't appear to be super well guarded.
Yeah.
And the thing just kind of goes, and it pops open. You actually break the mechanism, a simple little latch that's holding them together. You break that.
Easy. No need for the hammer.
The doors open, and you see the underside of this space. Okay. Now, the first thing you notice is there appears to be a little canvas roll-up that has a strap around it laying there on the side.
I'm gonna snag that.
The second thing you notice are there are two large metal canisters, They appear to have a liquid in them. You can't see what the liquid is, but they're probably about a half a gallon each. And there's these caps on them that look like they need to be pried off. Okay, so the cap sort of sits down and in.
See what that is. I'm gonna read this.
And then next to those, there's a pair of heavy leather gloves.
Okay, I'm gonna take the gloves and I'm gonna pry open the top of these canisters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna start reading the scroll.
It takes you a couple minutes to figure out that the way the top is pressed in is a little bit odd, but then once you figure that out, it doesn't take long. You pry this open, and your nostrils are filled with like a smell of like a kind of oil. Just out of curiosity, you take it and just pour a little out on the floor to see, and it's a thick, yellow, viscous oil of some sort.
Does it remind us of the yellow stuff in the from Castle from Blackthorn?
Blackthorn Keep. You
Yeah.
smell it. Doesn't have a similarity.
Interesting.
Help me open the door.
Wait, there's something funky under.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm reading my scroll, but I see that oil and I'm a little curious. I'm gonna run back down the stairs real quick. I'm gonna look at the oil lamps. They have fire in them.
Mm-hmm.
Using control flames, I'm just gonna whisk a little. It's gonna zip through the air onto my finger. Right? I'm just gonna run back up the stairs, guarding it, and I'm just gonna
We're gonna set this place on fire?
No, just the one on the floor, right?
It's just a little
There's
bit.
just
of
a
oil.
couple drops on the floor.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sort of just see what it does to the oil. It's just the tiniest bit.
Mm-hmm. The flame hits the oil, and it looks like it wants to ignite it, but it doesn't. It almost appears to have a quality about it that...
High specific heat capacity.
Thank you, that was actually perfect.
What?
Yes,
Perhaps
high
it needs to be
specific heat
atomized.
capacity.
Okay, STEM major.
I'm not
Yeah.
there.
But yes, like that.
So-
So not particularly flammable.
This is not a flammable oil.
At this point,
Do we?
I'm bored. Remy's gonna sit down on the floor over by this door, and I'm gonna hold Mule in my hands. I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals,
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
and I want to talk to him.
Damn.
Okay, what do you want to say?
I want to ask how he found himself down here in the sewers,
He
floating.
kind of looks at you, and a voice comes back at you that's very meek and small. And she says, "Hi, thank you. I've been down here forever, and it's horrible. And even though I'm a rat, and this is where you might expect to find me, it's not my scene. I fell down inside of a drainage hole when I was trying to get away from someone that was chasing me, and I landed down here, and I haven't been able to find my way out for weeks."
I'm gonna say I saw you look at me before.
Well, you picked me up. You were all taking such nice... I'm so used to people trying to kill me. So this was a change, and I sensed something in you that maybe was, I don't know, sympathetic.
As this exchange is happening, I'm gonna kneel down next to her and be like, I wonder if this one's related to all the ones we killed.
I want
You
to.
wouldn't know to say that.
No, I'm just she's just looking at the rat. I'm like, damn.
Can Circe hear
I
this
want-
conversation, or is
No.
it just between them?
It's
But I just see that
it's
this
just
is happening.
Me and the rat.
I'm like, I want to look at the rat.
I want to ask if she has seen a woman with crazy hair. She looks a little ragged.
She's a rat killer.
Or our little blue friend.
I have seen people in here, for sure. I don't know about the one I have seen several women, but not one with crazy ragged hair like you're talking about. Did she wear like... Was she wearing like a cloak?
Was she wearing a cloak when she
She might have been.
us? She could have been.
Can we be friends?
Sure.
Oh, good.
Did she say the cloak thing out loud? Did you say the cloak thing out loud?
Yeah, but I think it's just the rat can hear and understand. Is right?
Well,
I
what
feel
it
like
would
that's-
appear to be to the rest of the party, if they saw you doing speak with animals, is you would sort of be whispering in a sort of tongue that wouldn't be familiar to anybody here. And then it's possible that they might hear like a little chatter and chirp like you'd hear from a rat that was maybe scurrying about.
Right.
And you'd understand it, but they wouldn't.
But that last bit where you ask Tryfon, like, was she wearing the...
She didn't ask. That
I
was
didn't.
just
I was
Rich.
asking
Oh, okay.
Rich. Okay. That's all for now.
As you spend a little time paying more attention to the underside of this space, you do notice the mechanical mechanisms that drop down below this counter, and what they appear to do is attach to like a 4-bar linkage, and that linkage appears to almost push a piston into one of these pipes. So as you pushed it forward, it retracted a piston like a valve, and allowed what appeared to be water to pass through this one pipe that it's teed into.
Okay.
You also notice that on the second one. However, as you study these three things, the third one, the one you chose not to pull, does not appear to be attached to said piston. Okay? The third one
picked the right one.
The third one appears to also be attached to a linkage, but then the bar itself goes up the wall and into a space you can't see. So if that lever were pushed forward, it looks like it would pull a bar down. And that bar goes up into a space you can't see. So you still don't know what it was that you avoided. If you avoided anything, maybe you just failed to activate something, but it is certainly different than the first two.
Does it seem dangerous?
Roll a perception check.
That one.
Sick. Throw that dice
Looks
away.
perfectly fine to you.
It seems fun. It actually looks a little intriguing.
Can I insight check the rat?
This seems fine. I
You
think
want
I'm
to
gonna
insight
pull
check
it.
the rat?
Yeah.
Sure.
What does the scroll say? As I was reading it.
Before I do this.
14.
Rat seems legit.
Okay.
Yeah. What'd you say?
What does the scroll say as I was reading it?
What does the scroll say?
Yeah, you said there was a scroll, like a piece of paper wrapped, and you said there was a scroll.
There's like a
cabinet.
canvas.
Oh yeah, some
Canvas
something.
That was under the counter that they opened.
With the...
Oh, the wrapped up. Oh, yeah, the canvas wrap.
Yeah.
Do you unroll it?
Yeah.
It's a set of Tinkerer's tools.
Oh, I'm gonna
Wait.
pocket that.
What did you just find
Tinker's
over there?
tools
Can you
or
try to open my door?
How
Yeah, sure.
large?
But
You said
first-
that underneath the one workbench there
Finagling
was
it already.
The lever? I'm
oil.
just gonna tell you to hold off on
Like
that for a
lantern
second, 'cause
oil.
If you need an escape
How
route.
big was the container of that?
right?
About a half gallon. Oh, wait, you're talking about the one in your closet.
In my closet.
In your
Yeah.
closet, they are each a gallon.
Holy shit. What are you gonna do with that?
You want to pop your door before I pull
Before-
this
That's a
lever?
good amount of
Oh,
things to
yes.
set on fire.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I want to ask one more question to my
You
rat
like
friend.
friendship.
I'll take one.
Okay.
And I'm taking the headlamp.
Okay. Great. So
Really?
you
Let's
all
put
both
the
have
headlamps on.
headlamps, and you have a gallon of oil.
Before I put the rat on my shoulder, I want to ask it what its name is. If it has a name.
Verbena.
Verbena?
That's tight. Better than mule.
My little friend over here, Thrud, might be calling you Mule from now on.
That's okay. I'm just happy to be dry.
Same.
I'm gonna walk over to that door, like pulling some stuff. Does it look like in these Tinkerer tools there's anything I can pick locks with?
Tinker's tools appear to be more like the types of tools that you might, like there's things like wire snips, a small fine hammer, things that you might build something with.
Right.
So not necessarily like lockpicking. They're very different.
I've already decided I'm gonna pull this lever, but
Okay,
Remy
go
did
for it.
ask me out loud that I was gonna check out her door first.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of walk up. You want me to hit it?
Yeah, hit it.
Sure, but don't break it.
As I
Oh
walk.
shit, was that Harley?
Yeah.
Like, don't break what's behind it.
You're
I'm gonna hit
hitting.
the-
Okay, this isn't like a cabinet door. This is a door that exits the room.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna hit that door.
Why?
Yeah.
Wait, but the
Break
locking
it.
mechanism is on the
It's
inside.
on our side.
You can unlock it and open it.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just
why
Oh.
don't you?
and open
Yeah,
it.
that's what
I thought it was something we had to pick. I'm sorry.
No. This is locked, but it's locked from the inside where you are.
Okay.
So it
Yeah, we
appears
open
to be locked in such a way that it would keep people from coming into the room you're in.
Yeah.
We open it.
Open the
open it.
door.
You undo the latch and open the
Uh-oh,
door. Do you
scary.
throw the door open?
No.
Describe the movement, please.
I want to look in a little bit.
Okay.
Scary.
Give me a
I'm
stealth
ready to
roll
pull her
to see
back.
how quietly you open the
I'm
lock.
ready to pull her
please.
back.
They're not there.
I'm ready in the action to pull her back.
We've got flammable
Oh,
materials.
stealth roll. No.
Isn't that you? You're
No. Wrong
Oh,
character.
disadvantage.
Okay. It's a 14.
It's pretty good.
No, it's not.
You
No.
begin to open the door, and you do notice that there is another room that this door connects to. And as you pull it open, you see a huge array of similar systems with levers and dials and mechanisms and pipes. This looks like a much larger control room. And in that room, you see two half-orc males
Shut the door.
that have their backs to you. They don't appear to have noticed you opening the door, but they appear to be working on one of these mechanisms. They're like they've got tools at their feet. One of them's got his head inside of this one area, and they're trying to fix something.
I want to quietly shut the door and relock it.
I'm so glad
Consider
I
it
didn't hit
done.
it.
Oh my god!
Let's hit that lever.
You're like, I took out my hammer and I hit the door. I'm like, here we fucking go again.
Oh, God.
I didn't pull the lever,
saved
though.
your ass. Let's
go
hit
get our
that
party.
Last lever though.
No.
would like
That
to,
changed my mind on the lever.
Okay.
I would like to look to my right, outside of the door downstairs.
Uh-huh.
How far around does that ledge travel? Can that get me to the grate that has the...
Yeah, it actually comes right up to the edge of where it begins. So if you go to the very edge of this platform, right, on the right-hand side,
Yes.
you could step off the ledge into the first pool, technically. That pool seems to butt up against that grate. And as you look at the grating, the grid that creates this, you notice that this is no ordinary system of just bars to maybe keep someone out of. The steel is actually about 4 inches thick in the bar system itself, and the front edge of the grate, that steel is sharpened almost to a knife edge. So it's almost as if...
It's a turd cutter.
Oh my god.
Now, the grate also, when you look at it, the distance, the holes that this creates, like the grid that this creates, the space is only about 3 inches by 3 inches. So it does push it through a rather small...
So it funnels
Grid.
down into that, or are there multiple?
It's a whole grid of 3 inch by 3 inch squares where
then-
each element that divides those squares is the knife edge piece of 3 inch thick knife edge steel.
Stop! No.
So if someone were to be caught in the thoroughfare, the flow
Like a
of
meat
all this,
grinder?
It would be a horrible death.
it would be like going through a giant grater of some sort.
Remember Play-Doh?
Like a
The
pasta
extruder
maker is what
machine.
we've decided over
It's like a
here.
pasta
I said a
maker.
pasta
Play the fun
maker.
factory.
Yeah, it's like a fun factory.
Or like a
Yep.
sausage.
Not so
fun at
fun
all.
shit factory.
Shit.
Yeah.
Phone factory.
Can I see anything through the grate?
Yes. So as you look through the grate, you do notice a couple of things. One, the light emanating from here is considerable. It's much brighter in this room. So you try to peer up through the grate if you can see the ceiling, and it's a little bit difficult. Roll perception for me. I just want to see how much you're able to see.
A 10.
A 10? I mean, you can't really see too much up towards the ceiling, but it seems like the light is emanating from above, number one. Number two, the air that's coming through the grate is hot and kind of stinky.
Oh yeah.
Coming back at us.
Yeah, that's kind of flowing out through that grate as you get close when you look.
Baking the shit.
shit baking.
Shit's baking. Easy bake oven.
Okay.
Where's the light bulb?
We went to find the rest of our party.
Okay, so you come back down the stairs. You see Thrud on the far right end of the platform, sort of peering through this steel grate. Bran is just emerging from the closet with a large gallon metal can.
I have can too.
You have the
There's
can too?
no emergency wash station is there in this closet?
No, not that you can see.
Guys, we got a situation.
Good situation.
Yeah, I
What's the
found two.
situation?
I found 2 half orcs.
You
Two
did.
beefcakes.
We all did.
I opened the door.
All right.
Also,
Where were
Thrud.
they? Yes.
Her name is
Mule.
Vermona.
Her name is Mule,
That's fine.
and it's he.
Wow.
It is female. But she's fine being called Mule.
Okay.
They were in the closet upstairs.
There's a lot of levers.
So you found 2 burly half orcs in the closet.
Yeah, they were locked in there.
3 levers.
I unlocked
What were they
it.
doing?
Fixing
flipped 2 of them.
something.
Pulled 2 of the levers.
We have yet to pull the
Is that
third
what
one.
that noise was?
Yes.
Yeah, I wasn't
there's
a part
one
of
more
that.
lever,
I was talking
and
to
this
the
lever
rat.
seems different from the other levers. This one
Don't
seems
touch it.
That's
Well,
fine. It's
What
just
did
a
you think I
lever.
was
Don't
saying?
touch it.
This
I had
crate
nothing
over
to do
here
with
is
it.
full of poop cutting knives. So maybe perhaps we don't want to touch things that we don't understand down here because maybe someone will get thrusted into the poop cutting knives.
You sort of study the space a little bit more as you're looking around, and you do notice that as you look out across the 3 successive pools, there appears to be an exit point on the far end of this 100-foot-long room where the cleaner water appears to flow out of.
Let's
number
go.
one.
Let's make our way that way.
There's also, on the back side of the door that was open, near the utility closet, something you did not see. There's a panel on the wall that appears to open. It is gray in color, so it sort of matches the stone, but it appears to be made of wood, and it's inset into the wall. But it's probably about 28 to 30 inches high and about 14 inches wide on a set of hinges.
I'm gonna walk up to it. Well, I mean, like, what does it look like? Like, what's on
It just looks like a wooden door in the wall, but it looks like maybe a little closet or a little
Oh,
cubby of
yoink
some
it
sort.
open.
Okay.
Oh.
You pull
What are
that
you
door
doing?
open, and there is a similar lever to the ones you saw upstairs inside the wall. It's in the up position. It looks like it could be
It's
pulled
gonna
I'm gonna
float
down.
into
pull it.
place. What?
I love
You
you.
grab the lever and pull it. And the first thing you hear is what appears to be the sound of a whining sort of.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna flood us
I
in.
keep my hand on it.
You hear this sound of this like metal chunking. It's like jung 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 jung.
Burgers.
Thrud, you turn and look to your left because you notice some motion and you see what appears to be a gangway that's coming out from under the dock and sliding across the top of all 3 of these pools, extending out an impossible distance. You notice that either side of the gangway, which is entirely made of long wooden planks all attached together, appears to be a carved, almost geared system. And something is pushing this thing out from under it. It's a bridge extending out over all 3 of these things. And it's like jug, 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 as it extends out over the space. And it goes the entire 100 feet to
Let's
the
go.
opposite side of
Is
this.
it
Let's go.
telescoping?
It's not telescoping. It appears to be a solid panel
Holy shit.
emerging from underneath this thing.
Let's
It's
go.
gargantuan.
So there's that much space.
How
in either
wide was it?
direction.
The overall thing looks like it's just about 30 inches wide. So it's not huge.
How tall is it?
100 feet.
How tall is it?
Like, does it look
if
flimsy?
does it look like it's got
Like
some
8
girth to
yards.
it? And
Yeah,
is it like
it seems to be
is it made out
strapped.
of, like,
It's
something that's-
banded and strapped with steel, so it's got some kind of structure to it, possibly underneath that you can't see. But it's perfectly rigid, and it's coming out across the space.
Wow.
Let's go. I don't want to be here any longer.
So
You're the lady.
they gave us a brief description of 2 half orcs in a closet.
A room.
And this is a loud thing, yes?
Closet.
It's
What was the
fairly
other
loud.
one?
It's a very big room, so it's echoing off the ceiling.
Is that normal to this town?
Yeah,
Are
why are you
half orcs
asking me?
normal?
No.
Half orcs?
No.
Why are you
Yeah,
asking
half
me?
orcs are certainly part of a
I'm
diverse
responsible for
population.
Remy, I'm
I
not
mean,
responsible
they.
for you.
I
You
mean,
can do it.
when we say
Okay.
half orc, we're not saying orc,
Yeah.
right? Half orcs can be. You could have a tavern keep that's a half orc, and you've probably seen one in your day.
Yeah.
So they don't appear to be an immediate, like, chaotic
Yeah,
evil
they're-
What
threat.
is
Yeah.
your problem against orcs?
I had no problem. They seemed to have the problem. They were scared of them.
I mean, it
I
sounded
said they
like
were
just honest
beefcakes.
working
That's
stiffs.
it.
Probably.
Could you see their cracks?
They're
Butt cracks?
cracks?
Do a
Plumber's
butt
crack.
crack check?
You didn't really check.
No, just saw they were beefcakes. That's it.
Okay.
Well, you know, maybe they have good cracks. We don't know. But all right, Thrud will walk out onto the platform bridge.
Yeah, I want
Okay.
to
You want to go?
go. Yep.
Same.
Everybody roll perception checks for me.
Uh-oh.
We did.
Well, I'm blind as fuck.
17.
Okay.
There's light in here.
16.
Okay.
23.
23.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
7.
We're kind of just like chatting.
Okay, so what'd you roll?
The
Nothing?
6.
Okay,
We're
so
not
7
hanging
and
out,
6.
We're kind of like chatting.
So here's what I want you to do. Roll a 4-sided die for me, highest to lowest. So first, Bran's going to roll, then Remy's going to roll, and then Tryfon's going to roll. Roll a
Four-sided die?
Yep.
I can roll
Did
for
you guys all
you.
roll the same thing?
I have a code for exactly this.
Never mind.
I said in order. So him first.
Look
4.
at them.
As you're walking out on the bridge, you look down into the debris below you in the like cesspool, and you literally see a set of leather armor. Now it's damaged and deteriorated and covered in shit, but it looks like it was just discarded. And you just notice there's stuff, right? Remember, this is something people actively discard things into. It's not just all ham bones and turds. There's occasionally stuff in here.
I don't know. Kind of.
It does not look like
Can I
it's
reach
in.
it?
Yeah, you could just kneel down on the platform and pull it out. It's gonna be nasty.
I mean, I was just swimming in this shit, so
Yeah, you're already
dive,
nasty.
lollipop.
I'm not gonna take a dive. If I can reach it, I'm gonna reach for it.
Just make sure you push the ham bones and turds out of the way. You'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to look at it.
All right, so you pull it out of the water. It's damaged, in a bad way. It looks like whoever wore this armor was in a pretty brutal fight. It's torn open in and around the abdominal area of the front of the leather armor. It looks like it was worn by somebody who was probably about 5'10", medium build. Obviously, nobody you know.
So really not useful.
I would say your immediate perception is no. This is not useful armor.
Can I search it?
You can search it. Doesn't turn up anything.
Well,
Just a set of armor. Roll a 6-sided die for me.
6-sided. I thought it was
Yeah.
a 4-sided.
Well, I changed my mind now that something's been taken out of the mix.
Oh,
oh shit.
that's scary. Cocked.
Fact.
I had 4.
A 4. You see a small pouch, also made of leather, laying in there, just kind of like camouflaged in and amongst the turds.
I want it.
You pull it out, and you find 8 silver pieces in the pouch.
Ooh.
6-sided die.
2.
2. You see in and amongst the garbage a dented tankard, like a beer stein in there.
Yeah.
It looks like it's in pretty rough shape, but it is kind of like nicely sticking up out of the water. And you notice that there's a small, like what appears to be a brass placard on it, and there might be something carved in it, but it's really, really
I'm
hard
gonna
to
pick it up.
You pull it out, rub it on your sleeve or on your fur a little bit, and you notice that the placard says, "Sweaty."
Sweaty?
This tankard belonged to Sweaty.
Interesting. I don't think I'll ever find Sweaty. I think he's here.
I wonder if Sweaty was wearing this armor.
Oh, I wonder if this was Sweaty's pouch.
Sweaty's belongings.
Now
Do we
where's
spot a
Sweaty?
Sweaty around?
Sweaty might be.
You do not see any kind of Sweaty.
Sweaty
And
might
I'm
be in
gonna
the creature.
I'm gonna kind of pour the sludge out. And be like, this one's for Sweaty.
Plop, plop.
For Sweaty. Yeah. I'm gonna
Hey,
put it in my
makes a good
bag.
drink.
Okay, so you take the Sweaty
I
tankard.
feel like I want to look for more.
Sweaty tankard.
Sweaty's probably inside those creatures that we killed.
Ooh, yum, dude.
Could have been.
You have no idea where Sweaty is.
Sweaty
Sweaty's
could be
last
the
name
orc.
Balsam.
Sweaty's no
Okay,
daddy.
so-
I think this is a good I think this is a good spot for us to take our break.
Break.
Yeah.
Because we've got. Yeah. Why don't we do that? Let's take a break. Let's refuel, and we'll come back in a few minutes.
All right.
So you've pulled a couple of items, for better or for worse, from the debris. Yeah. And now you are walking across this extended plank that goes across all 3 pools. You get out to the middle of this, 50 feet out into the center of this thing. You look down into pool number 2, the one that sort of is now the midway point of the filtering of this water. And you look around this room and you feel really vulnerable because this is a massive space and you are standing on a plank hovering above a 25,000 gallon tub of shit. And you got nowhere to hide. And you're in a perfect line. So it occurs to you all of a sudden that this is not an ideal situation to be in.
Beat. Let's go. This is the shit basin. Right here.
So, not unlike the Fellowship of the Ring in the Mines of Moria trying to get across the last bridge, you are, minus the Balrog, you're sort of standing.
Shit Balrog.
You're standing up. Yeah, that's your Balrog. What do you want to do?
I would like to continue to move over this shit bridge and keep going.
Do we see anything in the second vat?
Anything in the second vat?
Any items?
You can roll a perception check for me if you want to.
Yeah, let me do it.
Is that much light?
Oh my god.
17, baby.
A 17? The water in the second vat is still murky. So you look around, there is some debris. You can see debris in the water, not floating, but maybe down below in it. But it doesn't appear to be something super familiar.
All right. I guess we keep moving.
All right. Hold on 1 second for me because I really want to figure out why this isn't playing. And it's supposed to be playing, but it's not playing. And it's probably going to play now. Let's see. Here we go. So we're going here, we're going here, and we're going here. There we go.
Get her out of here.
So a 17 yields. Yeah, you see a few objects on the bottom of this pool.
Oh. Anything cool?
17's not enough to really reveal what they are. They could be, but without getting off the plank and getting down into the water to feel around for them, you won't know.
There's some cool shit in here, guys.
Why don't you go swimming?
How deep is it?
Should have brought the shit sticks.
I couldn't touch the bottom in my pool.
How tall are you?
Are we past the whole turd cutter grate?
8 foot.
The turd cutter grate is basically in line with the first heavy waste pool. So yeah, now the wall on that side is made of stone.
You can go swimming in the shit water looking for trinkets if you like, but I'm going to continue to move forward along this bridge.
Can I put my hammer in and see if I can feel it?
Can you put your hammer in and see if you can feel it?
Yeah, maybe I'll go like elbow deep.
Okay, so you drop down onto the platform and lay down and insert the hammer. How long is your hammer?
I get asked that a lot.
Does it curl like a pig's?
God damn it.
Damn.
5 feet long.
5 feet long?
Yeah.
Okay. You're actually able to touch the bottom with this. This pool is a lot shallower than the first one.
Okay.
So, yes, you're able to sort of scrape it along the bottom.
Can I attempt to pick something up with it?
With a hammer?
Yeah. Is it like anything that would be able to get picked up with
As you push the hammer around on the floor here and there, there's only a slight moment when you feel like you've sort of scraped against something. You feel the hammer grab a hold of something that feels metallic and it seems to move along the bottom, but you can't still tell what it is. There is a moment where you even might feel like you see a little glint in the water, but...
Anybody have like a mage hand?
Oh,
I do.
You want to eat lollipop? Time to shine, baby.
What do you got?
I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and I'm gonna go into the poo water and try to
I'm gonna kind of show him where it
pick
is.
up wherever he's showing me.
Okay. Mage Hand appears in the form of like this arcanic energy hand, and it even feels bad sending that down into this water.
Sorry.
But you do.
It just like flips you off.
And the sort of glow of the hand is sort of extinguished as it goes into the water, although it is still there. And reaches the bottom, and it feels something that feels metallic and solid and also somewhat loose. And as it draws up out of the water, hanging from the hand is a chain with a small pendant on the
grab
end of it. And it drops into your hand.
Thanks, Lollipop.
The pendant is not super exciting in its construction. It appears to be a dull silverish metal. There is a black, shiny stone in the center of it, and the chain itself looks like, from spending all this time in this highly acidic water, has patinaed and tarnished into something that is less than decorative, shall we say.
It's got age.
We continue.
I would like to continue.
Sure.
Thrud continues to walk down the plank.
All right, it's not
Use
far
the
to the
hand,
other end
just
of the plank, and you guys
Shake
do
it off.
wind up.
Shake the shit off the hand.
You guys do wind up on the opposite side of this. The plank perfectly ends at the last bin. That last bin's water is actually much cleaner, and so it is
Drinkable.
absolutely not.
the hand-
Not even close to
Hand
drinkable.
only lasts a minute.
But it's certainly not full of the chunks and debris that were present in the other place.
It's like more of a broth
Yes.
than a soup.
Oh.
Yes, it's like
You
broth,
are an
exactly.
animal.
It's been filtered.
Not quite chunky.
Still cloudy though.
It's a stock, if you
You
will.
step off onto the other end of this. You've got a cut stone floor, and there is sort of water that now spills out of that last basement, not over the full edge like it did in the first two pools, but through a little cut sort of channel that's in the middle of the pool, and it flows out into another rounded drainage sewer and goes into another hallway. Now, this water, given the condition that you're in, would probably serve you to clean you up a little bit to some degree. But it disappears into another tunnel, not as big as the other ones, and it's flowing relatively freely. So you're looking at this scene, and all of a sudden you hear, up in the ceiling, another sort of guttural, gear-like mechanism start to go, "Gung-gung-gung," and then you hear a you look, the plank's not moving. The plank is not retracting back into its space. It seems to be coming from the wall on the other side of the wall of the room that had the heated space. But it's hard to see what's going on. Something mechanical is happening in that space. As you glance up back into the room, up towards that first basement where the razor-like grate was, you almost see a dusty cloud passing out into the room, coming into the room as whatever it is that's doing its thing in that space is happening. It's fairly loud.
So the only thing at the end of this plank is just
A thinner tunnel.
There's a
basin.
single tunnel with that last basin heading out of it.
What do you think? What's the move?
I must admit I am a little bit curious about the mechanics of this space and what the turd cutting wall does.
You want to check it out?
I might take a quick run back along the way. Over to the middle pool to see if there's anything I can see, if there's any other
Yeah.
movement or people.
You jump back up onto the plank, and it's not far. It's about 40 feet over to the middle pool. And you're able to look on an angle into that grated space. And you see what appears to be a very large, round mechanism with brush-like bristles sticking off of it. And it's spinning violently in the room, and it's hanging down from what appears to be a large crane-like arm. And as it's spinning, it's kicking up what appears to be dry dirt on the ground, right? And it's all sort of spinning towards what would be the opposite wall in that room. So if you went through the sharp grate and could cross the room to the opposite side, that's the direction this is spinning. But there's naturally, in the dryness of this stuff, a little bit of dust that's kicking up all over the place, and that's what's filtering through into your space that you can see.
So this brush is happening on the other side of the turd filter.
Correct. So it appears to be whatever material is in that room, on that floor, it is very dry. And this brush-like form appears to be sort of like harvesting it or cultivating it in some way, shape, or form.
Does that grate look...
If I move a little
It's
bit
like
further
4 inches
back
steel
along
thick.
the... can I see further into the
openings are
room?
only-
See where any of this dust might be going?
If
What
you
direction
move
the
further back on the plank from where you came originally, yes. So you move a little further up and you get a better view into the room. And then you see what appear to be 2 of these, because there was one over here to the left. And they're moving back and forth, and they're churning this material and throwing it at the far wall. And it appears to hit that wall and slide down, but you're not able to see far enough into the space. And as they're doing this, they're digging trenches in the floor. So then you turn around and you look into this basin back from when you first entered the room. And you remember that mechanism in the floor. And then you look at this grate, and it begins to, your dwarven mind and your understanding of the way these types of systems work, you begin to piece it together. There appears to be a push bar mechanism on the far floor that drives the material forward.
pushing the solids through.
The solids through this grate, and it appears to accumulate in the far room. The heat that you felt is probably what is being used to dry this material into something that is much more sort of manageable and lightweight.
Turds.
And then these brushes are throwing that material into whatever the next stage of development this has, but this is their wastewater treatment plant.
It's like shit brownies.
It's like a really, for the time, it's like a high-tech composting of sorts that's happening down here.
Interesting.
This space is very interesting. It's quite foul, but it's built well. I must hand it to those who have designed some of the architecture in North Veritas. This is very interesting. It's curious though that there is not many maps of this space, but I would think that if there were people that were maintaining this, it would be
You would think so.
easy for them to get lost here.
Yeah.
So you're watching this, and it's amazing. And the sound is deafening in this room. I mean, you're not worried about stealthing now because this room sounds like this cacophonous, geared, symphony on some level.
Can I see any other doors on the other side of the grating? Is there
In the
any?
grating? No.
On the
You
other-
don't see any doors. It's hard to see into that space. But out of the corner of your eye and your peripheral vision, back on the platform that you were on before, you do all of a sudden see something move, and it catches your eye, and you turn and look, and you see this humanoid figure form come down the stairs out the door, walking towards the broom closet, and he turns and looks at you, and he's like, "Hey! You fucking kids, I told you to stay the fuck out of here!" And he starts walking over towards the panel, and he reaches over and boom, he throws the lever up, and all of a sudden, this platform starts to draw back this way towards him. The whole thing starts to move under your feet.
Through jump!
Thrud's the closest
I'm
one
the closest
too.
to the guy.
We're the ones at the end.
You
I
guys
don't-
should jump off the edge.
You already did.
Jump
You're
off?
off.
Yeah, we're off. You're
You're
the only one
off.
on the
You're
thing.
the only
so
one
we're
on the
telling you to
platform
come
right
to
now.
us.
How fast is the platform moving?
Not incredibly fast. It's like, while it is a really advanced piece of technology, it's not lightning fast. It's like,
So if I were to run Chuck Butt all the way down across the bridge,
you probably,
how long of a leap would I have in the cleanest of the shit water?
you've got to run at least 60 feet.
Oh, dear God.
So you're probably going to land in the last, minimal you're going to land in the
Why
last
are you
basin.
so far behind?
Because I went
They
back
wanted to
boss
see
where
the
I can
shit.
throw
They
I was
were
fascinated
getting-
with the shit
100
processing.
feet
They
away
were
now.
getting
You
the
cross the entire
fabrication
room.
off on
Could I
the,
try to speak to him
mechanical nature
telepathically?
of this
Can
place.
you use that 100 feet away?
Let's see.
Are you doing your run?
I'm going to say
Yeah.
I'm going to run. I'm going to say I'm not a kid, but
32.
it's a very nice place you have here, and start to run.
Your sound is sort of echoing off the space, but it's also sort of completely dampened by the fact that these big machines are running in this. Now
All
this
right, I'm
platform
going to
is
go
moving.
for it.
I'm gonna be at the other end.
You take off across this thing, and as you're getting closer, you're realizing that this leap is at least now 25 feet.
Yes,
that
I'm
the thing
going
has
swimming.
moved. So you make the leap, right? Just for kicks, give me an athletics check.
What kind of lever
Or what about acrobatics?
operates the bridge?
Oh, that's an 18.
Well, keep in mind that lever is in a box on the
So you
opposite
make
side
it
of the room.
18 feet.
But the lever was a metal lever, the top
close
of which
yet so
seems
far.
to have some kind of like
Diving.
pull mechanism on it.
A
So
dead
it's,
man.
yeah. So when you pulled on that, that released something that allowed that to be moved. So it wasn't as simple as just a bar with a hinge.
And that was in the door.
It was inside that little
Little
cabinet
door.
door. Yes.
Alright, I'm going to run, and that was an 18.
Your 18 gets you one hell of a jump. Almost to the point of like flying through the air like this. And just as you're about to slap down in a belly flop, you do manage to get your feet underneath you. And it's like foot, knee, hand down. The water's not terrible here. It's dirty, but it's not what you were in before.
I'm gonna help him up.
You climb over it, and you can hear him. You can't make out what he's saying, but he's on the other end of the platform, and he's shaking his fist. He's obviously irritated because he doesn't like people being
One
down
of the
on his
half-orcs.
From the distance, it looks like it probably is. Yeah, it's hard to tell from 100 feet away given the lighting in this space.
I'm gonna flip him off as I kind of
I'll
help
just
through.
cast a firebolt at him.
What the
Jesus
fuck? No,
Christ.
can we not? Let's not do that.
100 feet.
Yeah, I have a 120 foot range. I'm not gonna do it.
Make an attack roll.
I'm
No.
not gonna do it.
You're not going to do it?
You said it, you chaotic psycho.
I
Actually,
like
I
people
am
being
chaotic
committed.
neutral.
I like people being.
I'm
Okay,
Committed
no,
to
I'm
their
gonna
actions.
shoot one, but I'm gonna shoot it off to like sort of his right side.
No.
So you're not
I
trying
was
to hit
gonna
him?
try and hit
No.
that.
So you're going to intentionally miss?
Yeah.
I'm going to continue. to
All
walk
right,
down.
so all of a sudden you just see Tryfon just go like this across the thing, and you're just like, and this firebolt just comes from your fingertips, arcs up and over the three pools. Roll an attack roll for me, just for kicks.
Sorry. Wasn't me.
What would I add on to that?
What's the
What's
number?
the thingy?
16.
A 16? Well, you'd roll your attack
spell-
bonus for that.
your spells. Yeah.
Your spell bonus to
I'm
that.
gonna
What is
throw
my
up.
spell?
It
Hit
is
spells
your.
category, and it'll be at the top. Mid spell attack.
Spell attack. So a dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
And you were attempting to miss?
Yeah.
Okay. That just strikes the wall wherever it was you were intending to hit. And you kind of see him, as it launches off your hand, he kind of like makes it kind of duck and run. And all of a sudden you see him go up the stairs.
Nice.
We're
hand
going
on
in the tunnel.
Okay.
He's going to get his friends.
And
We're going in the tunnel.
Great.
is that bridge that we just walked across?
Gone.
Is it wooden?
Yes.
It's gone.
It's gone.
Does
It's
there look
currently
to be-
still retracting across the
Does there
room.
look
And
to be any like box where we could pull a lever on this side
on this side,
and
make an investigation
retract
check. Are you proficient in investigation?
Holy fuck.
You can make investigation.
Perception.
Perception you can go ahead with.
My chest hurts.
Well, it's a nat 1, but it's a +4, so 5.
Yeah, you don't see anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said you're going into the tunnel?
Yeah.
So the two of you scurrying into the tunnel, rat on shoulder, you're in the lead.
I
Yeah.
follow.
Okay. We all going in?
Yeah, sure.
What the fuck are we doing down here?
Lollipop, lollipop.
We're
At
in
this
here.
point,
Let's just keep going.
They're winging off firebolts, bolts, and
What
At
the
this
fuck was
point-
that?
we go back
Circe?
now.
I
Just-
get
We have to
that.
I'm
go
not
forward.
I
kidding,
get
you
that.
know?
But at this point,
Dude, he's
Labuna's
an old guy doing
definitely
a
not
job,
here.
dude.
No.
I was just
But I think it's more
warning
about
shot.
Brec.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick for
You
pulling the
flipped it
lever.
off.
Yeah, he was a dick.
Oh, I wasn't gonna
Can't
hit
shoot a
him.
fire-
Okay,
Fireball at
can we
him.
please shut up?
What if you did hit him?
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna miss.
Wow.
If you rolled a low enough number, you would have.
Hit him.
Just out of
I
curiosity.
wasn't gonna
Yeah.
miss.
I know this is like totally out of game, but if I did try to hit the lever, would force damage have possibly activated the lever?
If you had tried to hit the lever from where you were standing with what?
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, force damage would have moved it.
That's tight.
Okay.
That's tight.
I should have tried it.
But it had a dead man.
Yeah, see, when you described it, it had,
Yes, but a dead man typically. All right, I won't say what a dead man typically does. I envisioned the dead man being used to pull it out of the wall, but it wouldn't need it to push it back in. But maybe that's not entirely accurate.
But when it was pulled down is when the bridge extended.
Correct.
No, so I wouldn't.
So you would need to pull it down. I thought you were trying to push it back up.
No, I was gonna. He changed the lever. I was gonna try and shoot something to change it back.
I see.
But no, that makes sense that it would have pulled down to
Right.
go out.
Now, if he had his hand on the lever and he had pushed it back to retract it and you hit him with the Eldritch Blast,
I wasn't
maybe the shock force would have caused him to...
trying to harm any civilians here.
No, I think we should just continue on into the muck.
Yeah, what do we see going down this way?
Okay, so this tunnel is long, and there don't appear to be too many arteries that lead off of it. So I will say this. What speed are you moving, and how sort of carefully are you investigating at that speed? So you can move at a slow speed.
This is less shit water now, right?
Less shit water. The water appears to be a little bit, it's still got a muckish cast to it, but it's not thick anymore.
We can afford to be a bit splooshier.
There's no solid waste in it. The faster you move, the less likely you are to see things that you might otherwise miss.
Is there medium speed?
Do you have? Yes, there's normal walking speed. Right.
I think we just go normal because
We're not in a rush.
there used to be things down here. Let's look for signs and shit. I don't know.
I might know.
Okay. You walk for about 6 or 7 minutes at a normal speed, looking to the left, to the right. Do you have a torch lit right now?
Why not?
Assume we
Yeah.
would have relit a torch.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to ask if this tunnel was again unlit.
This tunnel currently is unlit.
So then I
Yes.
would have
We
said
torched
let's
it,
light a torch.
Yeah. Okay. So about 6 or 7 minutes into your walk, you come to a spot that is like a Y. Your passageway continues straight along, and there are 2 passageways coming in at 45-degree angles like this. You quickly glance at the water coming in from both of those passageways, and you notice that it is similar to the consistency of the water at your feet.
You think the one to the right goes to the side you wanted to check out?
No, because that was a drying station. There did not seem to be much water on the other side. It seemed like it was taking most of the solids out and drying them for some other purpose. But what it does indicate, though, is that there's perhaps other spaces like that, other multi-tanked culverts that would be feeding this other wise.
This place is huge.
Are we coming
it's a large city.
towards, like, we're coming down the path and they're branching out this way? Or...
No, as you're coming down, they're entering along with you, like they're merging
so they're all, like,
onto
draining.
the space. Yeah.
Okay.
We are heading out
So
of
we
the
want to
city.
see... Okay, so we want to keep going
I think
where
so.
they merge.
What'd you roll for?
What?
You roll? I saw you roll something over there.
I'm allowed to roll.
I don't think so.
Can you
No,
roll a
we can't
con
roll
save
too.
for my hiccups, please?
I rolled a 3, sorry.
You guys want to keep going straight?
Let's keep going
We
straight.
keep
At this
going
point, I
straight.
think it makes sense.
I'm going to take a little
Follow
bit
the
of light
flow.
from the torch and just...
Hold it on your finger.
Yeah, just hold it on my finger so I just have a little...
Okay.
Do we see anything up the? If I peeked back up to those, I'd see about
If you look
60
up
feet
those?
up those.
No, it's cavernous and dark and kind of heads back up into its space.
Keep moving.
Murdering the audience.
I mean, I just rolled a nat 20 for my own con save on these hiccups, and it did not help.
It's not working.
You rolled a con save for your own actual hiccups, and you rolled a what? A nat 20?
A nat 20!
Well, that's
Plus
clearly-
3!
Wasted the nat
I
20
know! It was
juice.
on the ducky die, too!
Wow.
God.
You're walking for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. You
I'm just going to start humming.
15 minutes into this walk, and look, I'm not gonna lie, there are the occasional sort of things that you encounter along the way, like the occasional pipe that sticks out of the wall dumping more water in. So there are features to this sewer system that don't stand out as being particularly interesting, but they are there. This is not just a single plain tunnel with nothing. That being said, you haven't seen any like ladders that might go up to the surface or platforms that might have a door attached to them. Those features have sort of been not in your travels at this point. You do, however, come into what is a really interesting space eventually. The tunnel opens up into a rectilinear room. And this is unlike anything you've seen before down here in this space. The room itself is flat in the floor, so the water, when it hits this space, spreads out and opens up, almost creating like a reflective pool. And there are 2 rows of columns that run down the center of this space, supporting what appears to be a stone beamed ceiling. So there are massive beams of stone up on the ceiling. You can't make out exactly what this room was used for, but you do notice that the trickle in the sewer system that you were in before, with this constant sort of like running water sound, becomes completely quiet. This room is very serene. The room for the first time doesn't necessarily smell as bad as everything did before. And it's got a reflectivity to it. There are a couple of sconces up high around the room that help cast some light down in the space. And it's really quite beautiful. The columns that are in here are also made of stone. And the room is about 80 feet long. So imagine 2 columns set 25 to 30 feet apart, running the full length of the room, about 12 in total, 6 and 6. And you come out in one side. Now it's hard to see what the fuck. It's hard to see what is on either side. Jesus.
How long we at? Like about half an hour now?
Yeah.
I know what we're calling this episode.
What?
Turd cutter and hiccups?
I do have a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
How long would you say it's been since I cast Speak with Animals? When we were back in that like room.
At most, 45 minutes.
Oh, never mind.
It's done.
It's done. Yeah.
Can I pick up a little rock or something and toss it in the water on the reflective surface?
You can look around for a rock.
Yeah, let me do that.
Are you proficient in either investigation or perception?
No.
Neither?
I'm gonna throw a copper in.
I was going to say you don't find a rock, but he's got a copper piece.
He throws it in.
Okay, so you toss it out into the middle of the space as far as you can. It hits the water. You see some ripples moving through the reflective space. They actually look quite beautiful as they move around. Nothing.
Did it seem deep?
No, it actually seems kind of shallow.
Okay.
Get cold air.
Can I move towards the right side of the room and see if there's anything on the walls past the row of columns?
Yeah, so you peer down the space between the columns and the right side wall. And as you look in that direction, it does look as if there might be an opening in the wall over here. You can't tell if it's another sewer line that runs in there or what, but it's about 40 feet down, maybe at the midpoint of the room. It's hard to tell what it is from this vantage point.
I'm gonna put a foot in there.
Let's go fuck around. Let's go look around.
You put a foot in there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were already in it.
Well, you're kind of walked into it a little bit, but if you walk out into it a little bit more, I mean, it's shallow, right? So the water at the deepest point in this thing, I would say, is no more than 8 inches deep.
Okay.
Okay.
How tall is this?
My dick could touch the bottom.
How tall is the room? The ceilings are
Tryfon's
20
not
feet
mine.
high in this space, so they're really considerably high, similar
How much
to
shit water are they expecting to hold?
similar to the water treatment plant that you were in.
I'm gonna cautiously move forward.
Okay.
Is there a door at the end?
I agree. I'm going to move towards the far end of the room.
When you look down the center of the columns to the far end of the room, 80 feet away, it does look like there is an exit point, just like the one you came in through.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you are moving down through the space cautiously. Can I get your perception checks? Can I get perception checks from everybody?
15.
Yo.
17.
Yo, 24 on a nat 20.
You called that
Yeah.
shit. Oh my
11.
god.
11, 24
Yeah.
on that.
On a nat
17.
fucking 20,
15.
Nothing appears to stick out in any kind of strange way to you. You get to about the midpoint in the space. And you pause for a minute, because to your right, you notice that opening that you had seen on the right-hand side. And there on the right-hand side is a doorway carved into the stone wall. There's a wooden door up 2 steps just out of the surface of the water.
Interesting.
On the right side.
Nothing on the left side?
What's that?
Nothing matching on their left
Nothing
side?
matching
what
on the left
happens
side.
when like the flow of shit is taller than those 2 steps? That door is just like.
Yeah, why do they need a 20-foot tall? There seem to be like water markings of water levels staining the stones on the sides?
Roll perception for me on that. That's a really good question.
What? Skid marks, if you'd say?
21, dirty 21.
21? Yeah, you do notice that there is the appearance of a stain on the wall, but it's hard to ascertain how old that stain is.
Yeah.
So there have been times when the water level in here has rose, but
Doesn't
not,
sound fun.
doesn't seem like it's consistent or necessarily recent.
How tall would be like the highest discernible stain?
Off the floor,
Yeah,
about 6 feet.
about 6 feet. Gotcha. Okay.
The doorway itself that you're looking at
Pretty
looks like
big
it's about
food flood.
7
It's
feet.
wooden. Okay.
You wanna
Yes,
check it
it is
out?
wooden.
Yeah, but I'm not opening shit. You know how squishy I am.
I'll go up to the door and investigate.
I'll
the-
back
You should
through.
just knock on the door.
We're going to the door before checking out the rest of the room?
There's nothing there.
We didn't get to the end of the room.
We're halfway
You
in.
said that the end of the room looked like there was another hallway, like the one we came
Oh.
in. I'd like to turn around and look
Missed that.
across the space to see if there's anything else on the midway point of the left.
Nothing on the left wall that you can see.
Very well. So it's these columns, this door, and the entranceway, and the exit.
The exit.
All right. Well, we can either go and check out that tunnel, or we can check out this door. Well,
Doors, baby.
Open the door.
I will look at the door to see if it is locked.
You begin to take a few steps towards the door, and out of nowhere, you hear this voice that says, "That's far enough, honey."
Ew.
And you turn your head around and look, and there's no one, to the best of your knowledge.
What?
And as you're sort of whipping your head around, all of a sudden a figure steps out from behind one of the columns, perfectly concealed. It's a female. She's dressed in these very long sort of like... She's got a cloak on, but it fits tight. It's wrapped really well. She also has what appears to be well-made leather armor on. The hood, the cowl is up over her head, so you can only see the forward-most reaching features of her face, which include a human nose and just a glint of the eyes. She's got a hand over here on a dagger. Your immediate sort of assessment of this person is she is extremely capable. She looks at you and she's like, "Where do you think you're going?"
Well, we've been looking through these spaces for a friend of ours, and this seems like a likely place to investigate.
And who are
Thrud
you?
has a hand on Tyr.
And what are you doing here?
I'll ask the questions right now. You're in my turf, okay?
Your turf
And I
is-
don't want to seem like I'm cross with you, but I need to know what
I'm
I'm
gonna cast
dealing
charm
with.
person.
Oh.
You
I'm gonna look
you
at the
got
rat.
wonderful
I'm
turf.
looking at the rat.
You're looking at the rat?
I'm looking at the rat.
rat's just sitting there kind of like looking around. It doesn't
Okay.
really know. You're casting charm person,
Yeah,
okay?
Wiz 12 for you.
Wiz 12?
Oh, I don't have to roll anything actually.
Also, I'd like to point out that I think that worked. This.
Yeah.
I think that worked.
31.
Holy fuck!
You're fucking kidding me!
Was it in
Does she
that
know
20?
that I tried?
She absolutely does.
Was it in that 20?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
My
doing the
hiccups are
math,
gone.
right?
I needed to know if you rolled
We're
like
gonna
a
go
12.
back
That's a
to the
plus
bullet
11
point.
on wisdom.
I don't want
Do I
beef
still
with this
have the
chick.
That's a
bullet point
plus
of maybe
11.
kill Circe? It
Jesus Christ!
That was a couple weeks ago.
was. It's a few weeks ago. I don't remember if we crossed it out or not.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, you're about to die again. Every single episode,
I did
Circe
not
has
cross
to
it out.
die.
No. It's
I
still
put an
option.
exclamation
But
point
my
on it
hiccups are
though.
I
gone.
guess it's still a viable option.
Hiccups
It
are
might
gone.
be.
What?
I never crossed it out.
Yeah.
On the session objectives, it said maybe kill Circe.
It could still happen. You never know.
Hang on a minute. I'm looking for something. I'll be there in a minute.
I'm scared to drink my ginger ale.
I would be too. I'd be too. We can't afford that again.
30 minutes. 30 minutes of just hiccups.
Are they gone?
Yeah.
Do you want me to read it to you? Because it doesn't say anything about what happens on a fail.
Circe touched my pinky and my
Can you just
hiccups
check the
went by.
components on Charm Person? Does it have
Yeah,
verbal or
like
somatic
They went like this,
components?
and they went away.
I just
It
get
is
back.
verbal
I
and
can-
somatic.
Okay, so she's aware of the fact that you tried to cast a spell and it was put at her.
Gotcha.
I need a wisdom saving throw on your part.
On my part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, wait, let me
Circe's
just...
going down.
And we don't even know this is happening.
Another
Let me
bit.
just check one thing.
Todd looks pissed.
Well, yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Oh shit! I meant to check one other thing.
Okay.
And I closed
Is
it.
she trying to charm me? Because I have advantage on saves against being charmed.
Nope.
Okay, wisdom saving.
It's
throw.
dead, baby.
That's an 18.
An 18?
Yeah.
So you see as you cast your Charm Person on her and it fails, she turns and she looks at you and she's like, "Oh, chota." And she kind of like goes like this, and you feel this, like this, and you feel your spinal cord all of a sudden go like that. But you are able to shake it off. But I'm going to tell you right now, this was immensely powerful.
Wow.
And you just made your spell save DC, so you felt like you were all of a sudden about to go down,
Wow.
and you held it off.
Hey, why don't we take it easy here? Alright? Why don't we take it easy?
Oh.
I was only asking you a few questions.
Maybe we should tell Circe to take
Sorry,
it.
I just wanted an easy out.
Well, how about I talk to you about this a bit? There ain't gonna be an easy out here, okay? So why don't you just calm down, and maybe you'll survive this.
I really hope so.
We know nothing about these sewers. We're here looking for a friend with a man bun.
Perhaps you've seen
Perhaps.
a couple of.
Got
might
gray
have had a bit of
skin.
a blank stare.
Inside check.
A little suspicious.
Go ahead, roll it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Cast, like,
You saw a look of recognition in her eye.
This fell on me.
She turns and looks at the rest of you, and she's just like, all right, well, I'll tell you what. Seems like you're looking for your friend. I might be able to help you, but first, perhaps you want to help me. And she kind of like turns and looks over her shoulder, and she's like, nightmare, brute.
What?
And all of a sudden,
Nightmare
7
brutes.
other female, svelte, humanoid figures
in the
begin to
cold?
It's kinda
step out
hot.
from all of the columns.
It's kind of hot.
2 of them walk right up to her.
What in the cold?
There's 8 people here total.
We didn't see any of them?
Not a one. The stealth roll was off the charts. But as this is happening,
Feels a
and
little bit of a tingle.
you
at
see this
moment.
kind of that she sort of sent Circe's way. This is a very talented group of people. Okay.
No swinging
So-
your way out of this.
You see this woman lean over
I don't know, you
and
wanna
she
try?
whispers to these 2
I
women,
bet you do.
and they kind of look you up and down, and they're like, "Where are you from?"
Well, we come from a lot of different areas around Emberfell.
We came from the
Myself,
Mallard.
I'll come from the north.
The Mallard. Okay,
Mallard.
Mallard.
I'll ask you again. Where are you from? Because the Mallard, that's a hotel, right? So if you're staying in a hotel, you ain't from here.
I'm from Elder Grove. Yeah.
So you're a bit tight, are you? That's
Yeah.
why you cast the spell, eh?
Yeah.
Don't like strangers. Is that it?
Not really. Sorry.
No, your type immediately reads you like a book. Where are you from there, horny?
Ha.
We're from a little town just about a couple hours away from here.
Oh, really?
Nothing big though.
No? Which one? That's what I thought. What's the name? Where are you from there?
Definitely not from around here.
That's for sure. You are an interesting one, aren't you?
Could say so.
Well, just curious. I'm not trying to like invade your homeland or anything. I'm perfectly capable of being down here, but where are you from?
Feywild.
Heard of that place? Never been there myself.
It's fucking different from here. It's, really colorful. Lots of crazy animals and it's different. I've only been here for...
What are you doing here?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I got mixed up with this group.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm just trying to make a little money and trying to learn about the area.
All right. What about you there, Top Knot?
Well, Thrud gets a little bit flush in the face when she hears that. Says, I come from the north region, North Frosttown.
You're all really vague. I can say that, except for this one. Goes right for Elder Grove, sort of some kind of weird patriotism, pride thing. No surprise there.
I don't know. You said you were from
I didn't
from the
say
Feywild.
anything.
I said I was from
Couldn't have been
Frosttown.
me.
I've been
Would
watching
you like to know
you.
the Forge of Vivaldi? Have you ever heard of that?
No,
Yeah, well then,
we don't know.
how much more specific would you like me to get?
I don't know. I'm asking the questions right now.
I understand that you are asking all the questions, but, yet you seem not interested in the answers.
Can I look at all the women?
Call it small talk.
Can I look at all of them?
You can.
Like I want to do kind of like a
fucking wink at 'em?
perception check.
What are you looking for exactly?
I just want to see if there's any like similarity between all of them.
Okay.
Like if there's one constant
Yeah.
between them.
Roll a perception check for me on that.
Uh, 22.
22?
Yeah.
Yeah, you glance across all of these women, and they are all similar in a couple of ways. One, their overall build. They are all relatively tall, slender, except for one who appears to be considerably shorter than the rest, and slender, right? They are all wearing similar clothing in that they are all wearing softer armor, and they all appear to be very, very capable of very stealthy maneuvers and travel. So they have this kind of like svelte, kind of cat-like ability about them. Even when they walk, you can tell now they don't have cat-like features. We're not talking about a group of tabaxi here. These are all humanoid females, but because they all have hoods up, it's hard to see their faces very well. Okay? But as you are glancing about at all of them and you're taking this in, that lead woman looks at you and she's like, "Sizing us up, eh? My name's Boone. And this here, we're the Void. Okay? Now, I'll tell you what. You're in our turf right now, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. We like bringing in new helpers every once in a while. I'm looking around at some of the equipment that some of you seem to be packing, and so it's possible that maybe we could make a little bit of a trade-off. Because we could use some people up on the street level to help us out with a few things.
We've answered many of your questions. Perhaps we can ask a few of our own.
Within reason, maybe? Since we're playing the game of trust at this point?
Well, I'm extending a trust to you. I told you where I was from, and where I held, and what we were doing down here. So,
All
in
right,
good
so
faith, I've answered your questions.
what's your question?
My question is, what does a group of people like yourselves, very obviously skilled in many things, what are you doing down under here? Why do you relegate yourself down to this area?
She holds her hands out like this, and she sort of gestures at the space. And she's like, "You are currently sitting in one of the most vast and profitable unknown networks under one of the most wealthy cities in all of Emberfell. So we can move about at ease. We know this place better than anyone, and we can zip in and out of any place we want up on street level at any time, which makes us invisible.
Why would you tell us that?
You're not going to be able to find us when we leave you, so what difference does it make? What you're going to do, go tell the gods?
Where's the short one in the group of all of them?
Probably somewhere near the middle, maybe 5 or 6 over from Boone.
Okay.
So when you say profitable, how profitable and doing what exactly?
Well, that's going to be our business for a little while, honey, until maybe you help us out. But I promise you,
Okay.
like I said, we're open to membership. Now, you're not going to be one of the Void. Okay, let's be clear. The Void are the 8 of us, and that's it, and that's all it will ever be.
Where are you?
They're all standing right there.
They all came out.
Yeah,
They all came out.
It's 8 total.
It was 8 total.
For her and
Yeah.
seven.
2 extra.
Yeah, and so as she's saying this to you, and you're sort of not quite recognizing the numbers, and you kind of look around,
Right.
and she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Allow me to introduce my group, if you will. All right, this over here right next to me is Nightmare." She kind of just looks at, you see the head kind of turn a little bit. She goes, "This one here is Brute. I got Dirty Katie, Shades over there." She points to the short one. She's like, "That's the Key." She kind of looks at you and nods a little bit as she looks at the group. She's like, "I got Toothless Val and Prowling Lexi. And like I said, I'm Boone."
Who was the one between Dirty Katie and Key?
Toothless what?
Shades. Toothless Val.
And the last one?
Prowling Lexi.
Prowling Lexi.
The one before Prowling Lexi.
Toothless Val.
Toothless Val.
Can you read them off again?
Nightmare,
Nightmare,
Brute,
Brute,
Dirty Katie, Shades, Key, Toothless Val, and Prowling
Prowling
Lexi.
I'll put it in there.
Those are some nice names. All on theme.
Hey, do you guys do any trading with? We met some goblin caravans. There's some pretty interesting figures.
Filthy bastards.
Yeah,
Goblins.
I agree on that.
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Depends on how much it pays.
Yeah, we were seeing a lot of that yellow powder they were trading, like that highly explosive stuff. We got to test out a few barrels.
You got highly explosive powder?
Yeah.
That could be fun, eh?
Right? But I don't know. It was really interesting.
No, don't know anything about it. The only thing we've ever really traded with them was, mostly slightly upscale weapons and things of that nature. Nothing, nothing out of the ordinary.
Recently? Because they had some pretty decent weapons on them.
No, I haven't really traded with the goblins in quite some time. Don't really make it part of my, normal. Look, to be clear, I've got some trading partners. I don't just trade with anyone. I can't just open up a kiosk
You're
somewhere.
selective.
Of course
This is
I am.
underground.
Yes.
Right.
Do you trade with anybody that whips it?
Whips it real good?
That whips it?
That whips it, yeah.
What do you mean?
Of the dicky variety?
Dickie the Whip It.
I might know this guy.
She's fine.
I might know him.
I might know him as well.
You work for him?
I wouldn't say that.
No, we might have found ourselves in similar lockdowns.
We seem to have an interesting relationship with him at this point.
Occasionally we pick up a few things for him. He moves some stuff for us. Seems to be a trustworthy fellow.
We made friends with them and we were captured in a dungeon. All separately, that's how we met, actually.
And it's funny in a city the size of North Veritas that we might know someone together, but
Yeah. I mean, you're welcome to ask them as well.
maybe this was a fated meeting. So what's this about your friend that's missing exactly?
He just up and left, disappeared on us. Gave
Left of his
one
own
of us
accord.
a crazy trip.
Well,
trip
maybe
in
he's
face.
Maybe he's not your friend.
Yeah,
fair.
he
That's a
came
fair
through
statement.
here, apparently, through
We came down here.
these
Apparently.
sewers.
Are you sure?
Well, we know, do you know there's this crazy lady, Labluna? Probably don't know her,
But if you're familiar with all the pathways and the ways popping up and through the city, one of the doors that leads down into the sewer network was from her house.
yeah.
Okay, well
Small halfling woman.
that's
Crazy hair.
right. So first of all, there's thousands of doors that lead into this network. Okay, so
Understandable.
that's not going to narrow it down much. But as for your friend Labluna, I know her.
Yeah. We eradicated some rats for her.
Oh, that's very nice.
I want to like cover my rat's like ears.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
9.
Tight.
I mean, she appears to be cagey as fuck, but she's also trying to sort of be, for some reason, friendly and persuasive.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm looking around, see some weapons. You seem to be pretty capable of handling yourselves. How's about a job? Because here's the deal. You take care of something for me. I got information on your friend.
Well, what do you need?
It's complicated.
And if we can't follow through?
Well, you have to rub my back before I'm going to rub yours. So what do you think? You come down here and you failed. You didn't do what I needed, but then I'm going to give you the other end of the bargain.
What do you want us to
like-
do? Just spell it out for us.
I'm going to consult a table. Do you know how many times I've rolled a nat 20 tonight?
You're fucking kidding me, dude. You gotta be shitting my
You
dick.
bastard, dude.
Kill the
I'm gonna have to shriek in the middle of the fucking town.
I'm gonna swap that out for a d20 that's weighted to go to the 1. It's gonna look identical.
1 would probably be the shittiest job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Really?
1 would be the fucking dragon.
It's probably like clean the entire poop vat with your mouth or something.
Circe might be good at that.
Yeah,
Eat
you know.
compost
Circe's got
dust.
I'm a
practice.
shit vacuum.
Oh.
I can
No, you gotta
put
snort it.
Shit
Right.
down like nobody's business.
Hey,
Please
take a hit of this
hold,
compost
please
dust.
hold,
This shit goes
please
hard.
hold.
Stand by.
What is this, chimera in this compost shit? This is fucking good.
Hey, you don't have access.
I'll hold
3, that's why you don't have access. You're ruining the
Look how
mojo.
satisfying this is.
I've been watching you. Let me do one.
You don't. You're ruining the mojo. Terrible mojo. Terrible
It was
mojo.
a
I have
7.
to get into one thing here really
Yeah.
quickly, so just give me a second.
That's a C.
All good.
Sweetheart, you're ruining the mojo. Those are D8s. You're getting 3s.
I almost just threw up.
Thought the hiccups are back.
All right. I've got it.
Pretty good.
My chest.
There's a noble family in North Veritas, known as House Darwich. We've got something we need you to do there. Inside of House Darwich,
How do you spell that?
Darwich.
Gotcha.
Catherine Darwich is the wife of the houseman, the nobleman Darwich. She needs to go away.
When you say go away, like on a cruise or on a permanent basis?
I'm sorry, what is a cruise?
It's when you go out on the boat and...
Oh, on the boat
Yes.
in North Veritas.
Well, I come from
That
areas
won't
where
be a
there are
very
lakes.
long trip.
No, it wouldn't be, but yeah.
No, what
never
I
knows.
mean is I want her dead.
Very good.
All right.
So Catherine Darwich needs to die. And the way you're going to prove to me that you've done this properly is Catherine Darwich has one glass eye in her head. And she's hiding something in that glass eye. you will bring that glass eye to me. Okay?
Okay.
And if I find out that Catherine Darwich is still alive and that you only brought me the eye itself, you're going to have a problem. Because, see, right now we're making nice. I'm giving you a task, you complete the task, and we, the Void, are your allies. We can help you. And trust me when I say we can do a pretty good job of that, okay? Now, the reason I'm sending you to do this is because House Darwich is one of the few places that this tunnel network does not extend into, and we don't have access to it without exposing ourselves to the street, which we don't do. You, however, can move through the streets of North Veritas with no trouble whatsoever. So, back up you go. You will find a way into House Darwich, and you will murder her. Take the eye and bring it back here.
What'd she do? I mean, like, I'm all down for killing, quite honestly, but like, I kind of want to know, just in case I need to like psychologically torture her.
If you want to psychologically torture her, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Where do you lie in terms of your morals, shall we say?
I can be flexible, but I also am not a fan of the ruling class.
I see. Well, she's got 2 spoiled brats, and if you want to psychologically torture her, you could start there.
Okay. But also, like, what'd you do?
We're not going to go there just yet. I'll tell you what, you bring me that eye, I'll tell you the entire story, okay?
Gotcha.
This won't be easy for you, so you should know a little bit of information before I send you out to this. The Darwich family is one of the wealthiest in all of North Veritas. They're one of the largest landholders, and they lease thousands of acres of their land to much of the farmers that work and till the land. They collect rent from these farmers, and they also collect a percentage of whatever they grow. However they decide to make their money is up to them, although I don't necessarily agree with it. My beef is my own. But that wealth buys them fantastic defenses. And trust me when I say I'm not the only one who would like to see something nasty happen to them, and they know it. So the house is quite well guarded. So I would say, Mr. I pull out my gun and fire it whenever I can, develop a plan, and don't do anything too hasty, or you are going to wind up more than dead.
So are we talking traps or are we talking guards?
Probably both. Now, like I said, I have not actually been into the manor, okay? I can't get in there. My guess is, in order to get in there, you're going to have to hatch some kind of plan, a legitimate plan, not jump the fence and try and pick the lock on the door. If that could be done, we would have had 5 other people that could have helped us do this. We need somebody that's got some skills in other ways, social skills. Maybe befriend them and then betray them. That would be nice. Also, the Darwich are very well known for throwing lavish dinner parties, but they don't befriend those outside their social class. So if you're going to be able to befriend them and get invited to one of these dinner parties, you're going to have to play it up quite good. She looks at you,
I don't need to.
and she's like, I'm not necessarily sure you're their type.
How about wait
I don't think I am either.
You, however, and you're certainly interesting. I think there's possibilities here. Your plan will be your own, but this is your task. Now, I'm asking an awful lot of you, just to give you information on your lost friend. I'm not necessarily sure that pays in your favor, does it?
No, not really.
Not really. So let me sweeten the pot a bit. If you pull this off, you'll gain our friendship. You will gain information about your friend. And I'll pay you 1,000 gold pieces. Does that seem fair?
Can I roll a history check regarding my background to see if I have heard anything of the void?
Of the void?
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I just insight check what she said?
Go ahead.
11.
11's not gonna do it.
Fair.
Sorry.
Okay.
To 19.
A 19 on insight? What are you trying to ascertain? Like, what do you...
Just that, like, she'll actually keep up her end of the bargain. Like, if she's speaking kind of truthfully. Yes!
Whispers.
Where's your fucking no?
Oh, jeez. I don't want the whole
Listen,
cover.
not even the audience gets to know.
Just some of it.
I know.
Is that another fudge cookie?
Uh-huh.
Who wants some?
There's an element of mystery.
Anybody want some?
Yeah.
Wow, this is crazy. No takers.
Everybody
good, bro.
around town.
Shit slap.
Huh?
Damn. It's weird because like now I'm in my 20s, but it's not the 20s where I can drink and or buy weed.
Oh yeah, 20's a weird birthday. No.
Horrifying, but cool.
Man.
Oh, great.
So glad I set up that camera and mic outside.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised. All right. So,
What's behind that door?
this one? You ask a lot of good questions. Maybe when you come back down, we'll tell you.
Little headquarters action?
Not exactly.
Fair enough.
Now I've got some good news for you.
Yeah.
How'd you get in here?
Through the shit.
That's about the entire system, isn't it?
I'm gonna point back at the door we came in from. That way.
Right, that goes a long way.
Yeah.
So first of all, what you got to realize is there's probably close to 225 miles of tunnels under the city. It is immense. We've kind of made it our home, so we know how to get around. Did you come through a large space with lots of equipment and machinery?
Yes.
Yeah.
Approximately what
bridge?
size was it?
100 feet.
It was large. There were 3 large tanks with an extendable drawbridge.
Was the
Large.
room squarish or round?
Squarish.
Squarish.
I know which way you came.
Large metal grate with big brushes.
Well, that's in all of them. That system and that technology, that design has been here for forever. So that's kind of throughout. There's 4 systems like that under the city that deal with all of this processing. So I was just trying to figure out which one you came through. No need to go back that way. I can send you another way.
Yes, please.
All right. You're going to exit through the south end of this tunnel, basically continuing the direction you were coming. If you travel that way for about 2 hours straight, don't stray from the path. There's going to be things that tempt you, doorways, passageways, straight out. Okay? And at the end of that passageway, you're going to come to a system of rough-hewn stone. It begins to empty into a network of caves. Ignore that. Just before the stone starts to turn rough, look to your left. There's a passageway hidden there. About 15 feet down that passageway, there's a stairway up to the surface. You're going to come out about a half a mile south of the North Veritas Gate on the south end of the city.
Isn't that perfect? Sick.
That's your way out.
Thank you.
I do hope to see you again.
Same.
An
How will we
alliance
know
with-
where to find you?
I'll tell you what. If you pull this off and you kill Lady Darwich, when you get that eye, come back to this room. You'll know how to get here.
Are we on a time limit? All right.
No.
Thanks.
But I would imagine that given the information I have about your friend, I wouldn't wait too long.
Oh yeah, is he in that house when you go like 6 miles down the road and you take a right into the woods?
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna inside check her as I say that.
I don't
See
know
how she
what
responds.
you're talking about.
Let me inside check her.
Go ahead.
Fuck. You know what? I got
That didn't
nothing.
work out so well.
Classic.
It's a solid 4, guys.
Bear with me for a second.
I like Dirty Kate, dude.
You're
Dirty
like,
Kate
what?
sounds fun.
Oh, Dirty Katie.
Yeah, it's a great name. It's incredible.
Partial to Toothless Val, Prowling Lexi.
I know, me too. Me too.
That's what you call like a first grader that's like crawling on the floor. You know what I mean? Oh, there's
Yeah.
prowling Lexi, you know?
Yeah.
I like Toothless Val.
Shit, where did I put that? There's something I
Say,
need.
hey Val, smile for
What
me.
is this? What did you do there?
Oh, wait a minute. Is it? Please hold.
Your beef
I just need to
stick.
pause.
Raw dog on the table.
I just
Yeah,
need to
you're
pause
beef
for a
stick.
few minutes and
didn't
find
eat it.
where the
Try
hell I
it.
put this thing.
Okay. So now we're both gonna stare at it.
Wow.
When in doubt, put your beef stick on the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Olivia. You rolled so
Wow.
many ones and twos.
It's actually
a
my favorite
9,
line.
a 6, and a 5.
Oh my god, I lost a file I need for this.
Dirty Katie. Heaven to go down.
Put it there. I didn't put it there. Took it out of there. Where did I put it?
Please.
Okay, I have it here. I'm gonna see if this is going to work.
Bro,
Splooge, dude.
you're not him.
Who?
You're not him.
Why not? Why not?
You're not him.
Fuck you.
You know who him is?
Fuck you.
Her.
Fuck you.
She is him.
No, she's not.
Um,
You rolled a 2 and 250.
okay, I'm good. Sorry, I found what I was looking for. My apologies. So, with that, Boone turns to you and she's like, all right, you know where to find me. We have business.
Excuse me. I have one last question.
Yeah.
It's a shroom.
So, what has this Lady Darwich done to so mortally offend you that you need her dead? Is it simply that you want something from her eyeball? Or?
Telling us that.
I think I went over that with this one over here already.
Do you need to ask again? It seems like a very... I mean, I know you made reference to the fact that this is a very weighted situation, but we are relatively new into this area. And
That's perfect if you ask me, because then, you know, it's not like a known people in town. So what difference does it make if you don't know her?
I mean, we've already met with the magistrate.
Clearly.
He knows who we are.
As a rule, my organization, in order to gain some kind of favor or affiliation or allyship, whatever you want to call it, I put you to a task. I've got dozens of them. This one happens to be yours.
Fun.
Very well.
Alright.
You
Druid
can
starts walking
choose.
down the hallway.
I'm gonna
See you later,
give a
Top
tip
Knot.
of my
wanna-
metal horn.
Lovely
I'm-
to meet you.
I want to do another look at Key.
The key?
Small one. No, at Key, the small
Yeah,
person.
the key.
Yeah, okay, I didn't know that it was the.
The key.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her name is.
We
So
look-
does she seem like, because she's the only like visually odd one out, does she seem at all like her skill might waver in comparison to the others?
That's a really tough one to figure
I
out.
Trying to do pick
But does she
one of
seem
them.
like, does she at all
She's looking for the weak one.
Yeah.
does she at all seem like, for example, if everybody is standing perfectly still, does she like shift her weight? Or does she like something minor that shows
Roll a
that
perception
she's-
check for me on this one. You're really studying this group hard.
That is a 21.
21? No. This group seems to be on point
Okay.
as a whole. And I would say you can have a lot of confidence in that perception because, you know, I get why you're asking, because
Yeah.
she is sort of different
The
visually.
odd one out.
The odd one out, but she clearly can hold her own as far as you can tell.
Okay. Cool.
As you're leaving, you begin to turn. You, boom, turn and walk down the hall. Who's the last one to leave? As you're walking
I'm
out.
close to the
Been
back.
bringing up the back.
You'd be bringing up the back?
That was the last marching
I'm
order.
behind Remy.
As you begin to walk out and you're leaving, the one known as Shades, who is completely cloaked. And first of all, the amazing thing about these women is they appear to move effortlessly and stealthily. They can move without absolutely being detected at all. You turn to go like everything's totally okay, and all of a sudden, there's one right next to you.
Ugh.
She's standing there, and she reaches out, and she puts a hand on you. And she reaches over with her other hand to touch your hand, and she slips into your hand a piece of parchment.
No.
You feel it in the palm of your
She's
hand,
risen
and you
now.
grip it, and then she's gone.
She gave you her phone number.
It's a little bigger than her phone number. It's a little bigger than a chit of paper.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yeah, check one, return.
the Chinese family, yeah.
I'm just
People holding hands. Is
I'm just
And
gonna
then the
keep
rest of
it-
you funnel out into the exit and begin walking down the tunnel.
I'm gonna keep it hidden for now. I'm not gonna open my hand or anything.
Okay.
Word.
Thrud is muttering, very frustrated and annoyed that someone would be so forward to make sure that we would have to go out and kill another person that we don't even know, just so we can find out where our friend is. It's
And
ridiculous.
earn 1,000 gold pieces.
All right, 1,000 gold, sure, but
Is it
She's
worth
oddly
it?
excited to kill someone.
I'm just
we don't
excited
know
to
who
see
this woman is.
Some other rich.
I mean, we kind of do we know Brec
You're
like
rich.
this?
I don't know. Do I look?
Are we gonna become murderers and assassins for
You look like
Brec?
you could be a sugar
Well,
mom.
I am
question.
Crazy.
Guys,
Hey.
are we gonna
Can we
become
like?
assassins for Brec? Like, do we know Brec that well?
I'm down.
Okay.
We know you are. You want to fucking kill everything you come across.
Let's think about it, but can we get out of the sewers first?
Well, this is walk and talk.
please?
This is walk and talk.
So you're walking. You're kind of making your way through the sewers. It's not long. It is long, but you travel the distance that Boone had suggested, and you follow her directions to a T. Along the way, you pass the occasional door, the occasional ladder that appears to go up to the surface, and you do look up every once in a while, and you'll see that there's a very firmly planted trapdoor in the ceiling, etc., etc. And more than an hour goes by. I forget how long she told you to travel for. 2 hours. More than an hour goes by. You see a bunch of these features. There is no one in these tunnels whatsoever. Bran, as you're traveling and you have a light source, you look down at this piece of paper that's in your hand, which you've moved to your pocket. And since you're bringing up the rear and no one's looking, your curiosity begins to get the better of you. And so you slide this piece of paper out of your pocket and unfold it as you're all walking. It's a letter. And you begin to read it because you see your name on it.
Ugh. Ewy.
Why is my name on it?
Ew.
Me too. I never.
Thrud, Circe, Remy, Tryfon, and Bran. I'd start this letter off with an apology, but to you guys it would probably mean measuring jack shit with fuck all. Disappearing on good people I've just met and battled with isn't something I'm fond of doing. Bran probably told all of you what he saw me getting up to. The evidence is definitely there. If there's anything left in that vial, don't fuck with it. It's dangerous. Unless Circe's planning on roofying some goblin fuck. In that case, roofie away. I guess, in reality, I'm kind of scared. I left that apparatus behind because I held out some small hope that you might follow me and tag along because I might need you at some point. But then again, What the fuck am I writing? I don't want to drag you guys down with me. I might be getting deep into some really rough shit, so nix that last part and don't follow me. I'm serious. It's something I need to do alone, at least for now. I'll try and return in under a fortnight. If I'm gone longer than that, it means I'm in deep shit, and I can't shovel it on my own. Best of luck. Brec. P.S. Bran, when I get back, you gotta tell me why I keep dreaming about you during my naps. It's weird, and I don't know how to feel about it. P.P.S. If you ever meet any drow who introduce themselves with the surname Deer, do not fucking trust them. Especially if they mention me.
Tear?
Yeah.
That's the letter that was placed in your hand.
Listen, I
And
wasn't
nobody
gonna
knows
goblin.
but you.
That's awesome.
And that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Ah!
Wow.
You're a chode.
I'm a chode.
You're a chode.
You are a You're edging the group.
You're
We have to talk about Pocket Bard and tell Pocket Bard that we love them. We were using
Love
Pocket,
you, Pocket
we were using Pocket Bard
Love you,
tonight.
Pocket Bard.
All right.
Pocket Bard.
So guys, listen. This we're obviously going to be off next week. Thanks, Olivia.
Whoa. I talked to
Hey,
you
credit where
prior
credit's
about
due.
this.
Wait. Did we get out?
Yes, we'll
Well,
end the
Brec.
session with you exiting up onto. All right, so let me just quickly describe that. You find this passageway that Boone described. You turn left into it, and a short distance down a cut stone hallway, there is a rough set of stairs that spirals up a very, very neatly chiseled sort of column of space in the ground. It goes up a good 50 to 60 feet. At the top of which there is this trapdoor, which you fling open, and the trapdoor is strangely nested in the grass. And you emerge into an area not far from the north-south road, which you can actually see in the distance just down the hill. And if you were on the north-south road and you looked up to this space, you'd never see this trapdoor because it's just on the top of a rise but nested down in the grass. And there, the five of you pop up out of the ground,
Covered in shit.
covered in
Bunch
shit,
of groundhogs.
close the door, and you make your way back towards North
Wait.
Veritas.
How close is this towards where we followed the guy? Is this in the same direction?
When you get back to the north-south road, you realize that you've passed this place before, and you followed this guy probably another 2 miles past that point, maybe further.
Well, I think if we were out here, we'd probably go that way. Just get it done with.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's up to you for next time.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
But like, I don't want to say that we start heading back to North Bear. Like,
You can
let's
decide
stay
from here.
Yeah,
We'll
let's stay
end
here.
right here as you emerge from the trapdoor, and that'll be the end of that.
Word.
We're not doing next week with the cameras and moving and all that.
Oh, well,
We could.
we might be on next week. We have to figure it out. We'll probably do it with the cameras. Yeah, we'll have it.
Remy
We'll be on next week.
disappears.
Yeah, Remy will be not here.
We might be missing. We might be missing a few.